So, last week, you guys had finished up all of the quests given to you, both by the Titan Backbreakers, and as well as that given to you by the Nefel army, in the form of Axel asking you to gather up materials. You've spent the last few weeks working undercover for the Divine Destroyers, infiltrating their group as potential members, and definitely turning out to be quite crucial members. Diplomatizing with dragons, infiltrating old decrepit ruins of Leviathan cults, and taking down outsiders aplenty. You have gathered up relics as well as helped move along the popularity as well as group size of the Divine Destroyers. Said relics were gathered in the attempt to make a new plane, with the Divine Destroyers basically advertising a plane bereft of any sort of pain, sadness, or want for goods and wealth. With a utopia on offer, plenty of people have been joining up the Divine Destroyers, and from what started off as something a year down the line or more, both due to your efforts as well as the other members of the Divine Destroyers, it has progressed from years to months to days to today. A few days before reaching up to this meeting hall, you did meet up with Axel Phoenix, as he had been talking with the Nefel army, and they had been starting the creation of an item to, basically as a backup plan, as it were, to fight against Titan Backbreaker, whose ascension into the pantheon was progressing quite smoothly. This was to be a divine drive spike, and you went to the core of the Valcross Heights, where a temple had been created for the invading outsiders. You gained a tooth from a fell demon, as well as a dark plane plate from his throne. With those materials handed off, you went up to Castros once more, and were informed about the current main headquarters of the Divine Destroyers. Heading there, along with Duran Ben, one of the lieutenants, you had more of a ball than any real sort of meeting at the start, with plenty of food and drink on offer, though plenty is no longer a very fitting word, as too much had his way with devils. As the meeting went on, Axel Phoenix was nowhere to be seen, and so Titan Backbreaker started to make an announcement to the crowd, basically reiterating what you'd already known of the timeline for her ascension, though to everyone else it was more of the plane being created, had been progressed to just a few hours within that night. As she continued to speak to the Divine Destroyer's members, the windows either were blown open by a storm erupting outside, or were smashed open with the intrusion of several small metallic objects, 3 of the 4 pilot members being able to identify them as both flashbangs and smoke grenades. With the ensuing chaos of both being blinded by the light or having blurred vision from the mist, the lieutenant, as well as Titan Backbreaker herself, were nowhere to be seen, most likely retreating further into the building. And in their place, as well as arriving within the smoke, was the Nefel army in the form of several lieutenants that you had seen before, and higher-ranking members. You even were treated to the sights of Lieutenant Colonel Wedge, who had joined the fight himself, Corporal Gottfried Stryker, and Axel Phoenix. Most of these were attacking the Divine Destroyer's members with bludgeoning weapons to knock them out, though Axel Phoenix shouted towards your group to group up, as it were, to chase after the lieutenants and apprehend Wyznwyb before she would ascend. Charging through the estate, you came across several halls and doors and stairways, though on the charge towards the first lieutenant, Axel Phoenix was accosted by a set of magical runes and circles on the floor, though instead of disabling his disguise, he was teleported away to a different place. Before he was teleported away, however, he was able to throw back the Divine Drive spike to the party, and being the nimblest of you all, Bogme was the one unable to catch it, though it was kind of within their whole body, because it's a big spike. And continuing through the estates, you were able to meet and defeat the lieutenants Dranben and Shersha, either through physical might or the very applicable use of stop magic. And without any real surprise, there was no Azane cloth to be seen, as previous actions led to his suicide. Leading into the furthest depths of the Crown Estate, you came into the furthest underground basement levels, with no windows to be seen, but instead having light stones in the ceiling, creating a bright light for the entire room. Not sunlight, but just like normal light, not dim or dark. And within this room, you saw several both religious and just arcane-styled runes and glyphs to the north of the room, statues and candles, in the center of which was Titan Backbreaker absorbing all of the prayer power that their group had been collecting over the past few weeks. A short discussion was held between your groups, though it seems she was very steadfast in her beliefs and the mission she had set for both herself and her lieutenants. A battle ensued, though with Titan Backbreaker's body being covered in a shimmering golden glow and aura, it seems most attacks against her aren't proving any real... they're not exactly doing much to her. She started off the fight with surrounding you in a golden light, which dispelled all of your ongoing effects, to which Bogme and Kumach replied with a cast of Hastiger, as well as Earthen Wall to give everyone haste and 10 DR. If there are any other buffs on your sheets, remember to tick those off, because they were dispelled. The only things you would have is just your normal magic items, or anything you can personally do to yourselves. As Osa was also attempting to attack Wyznwyb, she threw her axe, which Titan Backbreaker tried to steal and throw back, though we ruled it that her called magic enchant would work first. So it wasn't stolen, though Titan Backbreaker did also dispel that axe to becoming mundane.
Rip.
Titan Backbreaker sat against Bogme, who was using some magic, as well as having the Divine Drive Spike, and let him have it, as it were, as he was knocked unconscious and fell to the floor. Kumach, kind of assessing that they need the Divine Drive Spike to get through this, ran over to his unconscious body to rummage around in his items to get the Divine Drive Spike. Last round, he had spent a standard action to start a full round action to take it, and I'll say, just because it's for taking an item out of a bag, you'll only take your move action this coming turn, because normally when you do a full round over 2 turns, it's 2 standards. But
Alright.
I'll rule this as a move because it's not as hard. And we ended off last session just as it went back to Titan Backbreaker's turn, as she is adjacent to Kumach and is going to give him the business. And I don't think I missed out anything. If there's anything you wanted to know, just ask.
I'm pretty sure we ended the session after TPP's turn, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it was like right after she destroyed my axe, and then she flew over there. We were gonna start with Kumach's turn.
I think you're right, because I'm pretty sure we ended on a cliffhanger just before Kumach's taking the item out.
Yeah.
So I'll go with that. She dispelled your axe and then moved here. So that'll be the end of Titan Backbreaker's turn. And we'll go into Kumach's turn.
My god.
Yeah, it's up to you if you want to continue that full round with the move.
Yeah.
No.
So carry on checking it out, and then I'm assuming I have to make an attack roll to hit him with a spike.
Yes, it's a melee attack roll.
Okay, I shall do that with a +8 using my hero point.
Ooh. Now's the time.
Okay, we're leveled up, so got to be done.
Oh, nice.
You need to turn off Howling Moon, by the way.
It already is, I don't know why that is. Like, the buff's not there. I haven't got a tick, so I don't know why it's showing is there.
You might just need to click recalc might not have done it. Is that with the +8, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
-3 then, because Howling Moon was still there.
Okay, so that'd be 45.
Correct.
Okay. Well, you had more luck than the previous team who did this. So, with a true hit into Wyznwyb, the spike will pierce through the shining gold ore that surrounds her body, cracking it as if it were made of glass. Puncturing deep into her chest, almost striking her heart, the spike stops dead within her. The golden sheen starts to wobble and shake until it all shatters like glass, quickly turning from a solid barrier into a whirlwind of liquid and air, rushing into the wound of the spike. Her body turned back to normal, turned to a normal hue, the spike poking out from her chest. Wyznwyb will slowly fall to the floor, her feet solid on the ground. She grabs a hold quickly onto Kumach's forearm and pushes him back from her. With heavy breaths and a shock on her face, she shouts at the party. What is this? My divine power! It's faded! So, you premeditated this attack on me. Fine. Then we shall settle this as mortals. Mano a manos. Whose strength will prevail, whose ideal is proven more solid. The utopian vision of harmony and peace, or keeping the status quo, or preordained tragedy. Let's see if your backup plan is solid enough.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Would you like to fight for step?
I don't think it matters. I can go closer to Osa, but that's probably it. He's just invisible and has this guy known to see invisibility. Oh no, you've got no magic on you.
He has no magic.
Not invisible.
I will 5 foot step there.
He also isn't flying, so I don't know why he has the fly thing on his token.
I used the item, I just haven't actually flown yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, use the fairy dust, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you remember asking. Okay.
Yeah, 5 foot step there, giving Joseph flanking.
Bogme, you need a constitution check if you are back.
Okie dokie.
Okay, you're back. Did you hear most of what I said?
Yeah, I forgot to say I was back. I was only gone for like literally 2 minutes.
You say 2 minutes, that's a long time.
I heard everything.
That's 20 rounds.
You're alright, smart ass.
I hope the initiative against the toilet was good enough. I'll assume your sheet is just taking a while to load.
It is taking a very long time to load. Hang on, here we go.
It's Constitution on the core page.
There you go.
Got those. Alright, you are stabilized.
Happy days.
Joseph.
Oh boy. Options.
Full attack because you got flanking.
I do have flanking, but I don't know if Osa has anything to cure Mogmi at all.
That's what humans
Oh,
do.
I'm not gonna.
I don't think this guy's gonna go for, like, I don't really think he's gonna go for Mogmi right now. I'd be surprised if he does.
He?
5 foot step,
She, whichever.
and I'm gonna fall back.
Considering her name translates to white woman, I'm pretty sure she is not a he.
Kumach does not have outflank, right?
Now,
Okay.
I don't know, it depends on what feat you took this level.
I didn't give you a feat.
Yeah, I put it in chat like I didn't expect to be here. So I said whatever feat you guys would want. I recommended a spell one because of the new ability, but sorry about it, Demand.
Is that with flanking in there?
Yes.
Okay.
After the
With-
first one, that's gonna be -6 to the AC. The first one that hits.
Okay. As Wyznwyb slowly falls to the floor, she lands steadily as she pushes away Kumunch. Kumunch sidesteps to get a good position, trying to take away from her concentration. Joseph sees his time to attack, and you did a 5-foot step, yeah?
Yes, I did.
And moving up with your Falcata, you try and slash into Titan Backbreaker. Though even though she has lost her divine powers, she is still strong enough that she took down a primal by herself. The first strike hits the air, she sidesteps, and now noticing you attacking her, she continues to weave and bomb. Second attack goes over, she leans back, it narrowly missing her nose. And the last two, she punches away with the back of her fist.
Huh.
And none of those hit.
Okay.
Oh my god. Well. Yikes.
Just to reiterate, even though you rolled a crit on your second one, it's only a 19. Nat 20's also hit. 19's, no. It should be critical damage it would hit.
Yeah, that's fine. That's still really, I'm not gonna have any chance of hitting her.
Oh, sir, your axe is still mundane.
That's sad. I'm gonna charge in. And I'm pretty sure I said Joseph is my hunting back.
You did.
So that gives me +4. Which is nice.
I like the name.
Naked.
Sad. She naked.
Oh, she naked.
Bringing down your great axe, Titan Backbreakers to focus on Joseph as he aims for her vitals, and you hardly hit her into the shoulder. You bring it back as you see it leaves a small scratch. You would have expected it to cut deeper than you did, as the damage is reduced, but she still bleeds.
You say hardly. I rolled a 2 and a 1.
I mean, it does less than that, but yeah, you can roll much higher than that.
So most of it is just my brute strength.
Yeah.
Joseph is going to take the opportunity to use his opportunist talent and to try to take a whack at her again.
Isn't that only when she crits, or I think it's something else?
Nope. The opportunist is any time that a foe that I am adjacent to is hit in battle. I will show you that in just a second.
Yeah, I found it. You can use once per round.
Yeah, once per round.
Opportunity. Yep, go ahead.
Damn it, nope.
And even though Osa opens it up for you, you still narrowly miss as Titan Backbreaker raises up her leg as you try to cut tendon. She just kicks your blade away.
Uh-oh.
Still in your hands, but like just kicking your arm with it. Goes to Titan Backbreaker, who's now slowly getting surrounded. Mogmies is over there taking a nap. She moves herself into a fighting stance as she begins to unleash upon you all, as she shouts as she does so. I need this power to save everyone. A mortal cannot hope to stop a raging storm or calm the quaking earth. I don't care if people hate me for what I do. I don't do this for fame. I do it for them. And she fumbles her crit. So Joseph, you are going to get hit for 23. This next one is for Kumunch, who takes 25.
Don't forget your DR.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ulsa, you take 23. And being surrounded isn't really helping her, as her next one is a fumble, so she just narrowly misses Joseph's face with the next. And then she fumbles another crit.
Good.
As she lets out a solid kick into Kumunch's stomach, and he feels something coming up. He will take 24. Another one goes into Osa for 27, and then a backhand into Joseph for 23. Joseph, you need to make a fortitude save, please.
That's pretty good. Probably not good enough, but pretty good for me.
Okay, give me 1 sec so I check the DC. Plus that, plus that. Alright, as the backhand hits you across the face, you feel the world start to spin and your stomach start to churn, and you're pretty sure she aimed for a very specific part of your head to damage, or at least temporarily do something to your brain, but you're able to shake it off. And with that, it goes to Kumunch.
Knowledge check for her.
She is a human. There's no knowledge except from what her race gives her.
It's not for the ability.
Oh, you mean the metal and whatnot?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. It's local.
I'm doing the ones that give us a plus attack, but I can't remember what it's called, so I'm just gonna press this one.
Okay. Let me just double check what I made her CR. Alright. That is a +3.
Damn!
Is that still a move, or is that swift for you?
It's a move.
Okay.
Yeah. And then...
I don't know if you want to be getting up Jack or not. He's just going to be sitting here for this entire fight.
I'll get him up next turn, but right now I want to make sure these two can actually do something. So I'm gonna 5-foot step there. Any follow up on that? We don't have step up and striker out.
As you move up to there, she is going to follow you. And she moves up to there, and she gives a split kick into you.
Would that allow me to do step up and strike, or no?
I don't think so. I'll double check.
That's 10 feet anyways. It needs to be a 5-foot step.
Does it provoke?
No.
No, step up does not provoke. She is the one that makes her allows her to go further.
Yeah.
It needs to be a 5-foot step anyways, so it wouldn't work for me. So she moved 10 feet.
Okay, it would be counted as a 5-foot step if she moved 5 foot, but since she can do the 10 foot, it wouldn't.
Okay.
Can I take it?
She moved 10
Same,
foot. So,
same thing. Yeah, never mind. I'm
yeah.
obviously taking it.
But she moved 10 feet through Osa's threatened
Yeah,
spur.
but step up doesn't provoke.
Okay.
It's the feet doesn't provoke.
Okay.
Step up
I will
doesn't,
clear
but I
that
don't.
up.
Following step doesn't really say if it does. It just said it doesn't subtract movement.
So it'll go off the base one then, so if the base doesn't. Unless she's got something else, we don't know.
I'll check Archives and Nephis if it has anything of update in there. When using the step up feat, so I'll assume it's still going to take a 5 step, which wouldn't provoke. It's just moving 10, which wouldn't proc following step. So we'll go for that for now. Doesn't provoke
Okay.
until I can. No, I was going to check this. Okay.
So damn it, I could have attacked her when she was attacking Joseph.
Does that have to be with your pack, or could it be
It's
any
the pack,
ally?
yeah, it's the pack thing. I could have attacked her every time she attacked you. And you could have attacked her every time she attacked me.
Question, for my feat, am I allowed to take extend spell? Meta magic.
Sure. It should hit you. Yep. She'll solely hit Kumach for 23, and you need to make a fortitude save.
Goddamn. Okay. So was it 23?
23.
And then say.
Okay. She punched you in the stomach, and yet again you feel something trying to ball itself up, but you resist it.
Leave my belly alone. And
She knows that where you store your power.
So let me have a look at the. How many times a day can I do the thing where it doesn't cost to Azure Law? So 3 times a day I can use meta magic without costing anymore or increasing the level. Okay, so concentration.
You got the text for that?
Yeah.
Or you just got
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was saying that this feat's going to be a meta magic one, and I just thought this because it's going to help more than all. So
what 6 levels spell you?
6 or lower,
Yeah, 6 level.
and it's going to be Ecliptic Howl.
Alright.
So is it just, do I just roll it and then double the number, or roll it twice? Because it's 2d4.
What do you mean?
Extended spell. The meta magic feat.
Isn't extended just make it last longer?
Yeah, but like, how is it just doubled, or do I roll it twice? Like how much longer?
Would, lasts twice as long. I'll say since we always do rolling for crits, we'll also just have you roll again for this, so just roll 2d4.
Okay. So I can't fail the concentration unless she has something to stop me. So do I still need to roll it? Because it's what, 15 plus double?
15 plus double, yeah.
So 21. 27 is the lowest I can get.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. You don't need to roll. Just tell me you do it.
Yeah.
And roll it to see how high you get, you know.
So everybody gets +3 attack and AC, but I don't think the AC matters. For...
What type of bonus is it?
Oh shit, yeah, it's morale, so what is...
I'm assuming it's a will save thing.
Yeah, shit, yeah, you. There you go. I don't think you can fail that will save, but... Not when you're raging. Holy shit.
Well, she gets more against
I'm
spells
like-
when she's raging, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Exactly,
yeah, no.
so there's no chance of failing that.
Yeah, no. Minimum I can get with my rage stuff is like 24, I think.
Yeah, so the different bonuses. So morale,
Your
Fine.
metal was insight got in there.
competence.
Huh?
Lucubrated competence bonus.
It said insight on the thing.
Oh, it must have been changed. It's on the
Yeah,
website.
type
it's
insight
competence.
there. Okay.
But they're different, so.
They're different either way. It doesn't really matter too much here. So Osa doesn't get the quick towel then, and
She gets the other thing, because there's no save on that. It's just,
yeah.
And I get
Hit
hit
him.
pretty hard.
yeah, it's more hit him in this spot, and then a spell. That's
Let's
it.
double check Ecliptic Spells page. I don't know if I'll let that apply to Morgme.
Ah, yeah. She's unconscious.
He's unconscious. And it's mind affecting. Yeah, that won't affect Morgme.
Sorry, Betty. I'm just trying to make Joseph useful.
Oh, thanks.
You had to roll. You rolled a 19 and you missed.
On the second attack.
Alright, is that it from you?
Yeah. Okay, well, that's like the Swift and who was standard.
Joseph.
I'm gonna move up and try to hit her.
Now you get the +4 from Osa.
Yep.
So help.
I'll have that in. I've got a total of +10 right now, so hopefully that.
Don't forget, Hayes gives you +1.
Yeah.
If he has
well,
haste ticked on his sheet, should automatically
yeah,
put it.
yeah. 8, so that's +11 with haste.
There you go.
Oh my god!
There you go.
That's a 20. That's a 20.
Okay.
Well, who needs buffs anyway? That's a lot of damage.
I miss you say. We'll try this.
Jesus Christ. That's a lot of numbers.
I think that's the highest Joseph has ever been able to roll, period.
I just love the implication of this, Joseph just wailing on her for a full round. I'd be like, I can't hit her. This is fuck this shit. Stab.
Should have killed me when you had my.
So all it was, Joseph started doing all this fancy attack work and footwork, realises miss. Oza comes up raging and just swings. Wait, that hits? Okay, let me try. Double hand. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Should have
For
snapped my
finesse is
neck with
over.
a finger.
So, moving up to follow Wyznwyb after Kumach spotted you with his voice, you move up and slash your falcata into the side of Titan Backbreaker. You cut deep and you feel as if you cut through several veins and arteries as the wound festers and bleeds. And even though you cut deep, just like with Osa, you feel like you've done a lot less than normal.
Damn it.
That does confirm though.
Still get your bonus thing though, right?
Oh yeah, it's a crit.
It is a crit.
Yeah.
It is confirmed crit.
Now you get a turn.
Yeah. Probably not.
Her
Roll a
AC
4.
is lowered.
RSC's 2 less.
Somebody put that on the board.
I still rolled a 4. It's okay, I have 2 more of these.
Why do you have a +34 but the last attack had +36?
Because I charged.
Yeah, but I've give you like, did you get the +3 from
Oh, I
it?
forgot the +3. It's because I'm having to do this on my sheet because my macro uses my magical weapon and I don't have that fancy stuff anymore and I can't be arsed to
Oh yeah.
remove it, so I
41.
plus 41. So that's hopefully it's
As Joseph moves in to cut into Wyznwyb's side, she grabs a hold of his arm and throws him away, though it leaves her wide open, as Osa brings in her great axe to go for that shoulder yet again. You cut into the same spot, though kind of at a different angle, as you make a very slanted X on her shoulder, though yet again, it is a mere scratch to what you normally do. Then it will go to Osa.
alright.
Now she's in trouble. By the way, Joseph is not doing non-lethal. I don't know about everybody else, but Joseph is
I haven't been doing this far. But I don't know if I want to change.
It's up to you.
Joseph has a plan if we accidentally kill her, so.
She might not want to come back to life.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch this to non-lethal, but that just... because that just negates my bonus with flanking with Joseph, so it should be fine. Because my bonus is still ridiculous with the rage and frenzy, so I'm gonna take the chance.
Take a chance,
So all of these, I think the bonus is correct. Non-lethal. Here's first the great axe. I mean, yeah. And then bite.
No.
Hey.
You say that's with everything in there, yeah?
Huh?
You say that's with everything in there, yeah?
It should be, yes.
Okay.
I rolled pretty well. 3 17s and an 11.
And then
Now
Joseph
the time.
can use his opportunist again.
With Joseph wounding Titan Backbreaker and you getting a very sort of bead on her shoulder, you start to hack away. Are you frenzying?
Yes.
And
Wait,
You're
no,
able
I
to-
didn't do my frenzy. There you go. That's also not
No.
lethal.
okay, you're able to see through the blood haze of your frenzy, noticing her as just another person wanting to make the world a better place, if a bit misguided, and you slightly slant your great axe to go to the blunt side, and you hammer away at the shoulder, trying to stop her ability to use such arm. The first one hits, the second one hits, and you're pretty sure that festering wound that Joseph inflicted is allowing you that third one to hit as well. Your bite lands in onto the other shoulder to try and drag her in for more greatsword hits. Your bite, as well as your weapon, doing reduced damage. Joseph comes in to attack the same side as he did before, and is able to make a purchase. You're doing lethal, yeah?
Yep, I am doing lethal, and that will also allow strength damage to go through this time.
It seems there's no added effect of your second attack, though. Her muscles are as thick as ever.
Oh,
And with that, Joseph shouts over his shoulder, seeing Titan Backbreaker's not faltering as much as he would like to. He shouts to Osa, "Do it again!" And Osa remembers she has another attack, and she swings down a great axe again.
Another one.
As you make a very solid purplish bruise on her shoulder. And even with the onslaught of attacks, it seems like the reduction she has is definitely kicking back what you would do to her. That it from Osa?
Yeah.
It goes to Titan Backbreaker, who has a bit of blood on the floor and some bruises coming over her body. Noticing the true power of the thief, she's going to divide her attention into getting down at Joseph.
Sorry, Betty.
And with her body not exactly having the best of time with these afflictions, she will say as she pounds into him, "If everything is all that I have to give, I'll gladly give it all, so that children don't have to see a dark future, so that those who put their lives into making things better can finally rest, so that those who are a mere glint in their father's eyes have a chance at happiness." And she lets loose into Joseph. Her stance changes slightly as her fists turns into snake heads, and with a foot raised into the air, she goes for the pressure points of Joseph. It's -6 against you, yeah?
that is correct.
I
Yeah,
know
how
how
many-
close range other.
Times does she attack?
Is it for attacks or hits?
I will double check.
Okay.
Doesn't matter a whole lot because I only have 2 of those left, but hunting back makes an attack against a member of the pack.
Okay, at least for this part of it, she is attacking 7 times. So I think
I
you
get
2 of those.
I get 2 of these, so it's better than nothing. I'm just using same sheet. Oof.
I've got my AC bonus in your thing, Joseph.
What's that?
My AC bonus. You have +3 AC.
Yeah, that's on there.
3 dodge. Yeah. And seeing Time Backbreaker lay into your best friend Joseph, not wanting him to go down, you bring up your great axe, and the first one will find purchase. It's trying to stop her shoulder, although it's not enough, as she lands several jabs and kicks into Joseph. Your body starting to feel numb all over, as she hits you 5 of 7 times.
That's not bad because they are.
And with that 5th hit, her body glows with a greenish light.
The second attack should have +5 to it.
+5?
Yeah, I did it as a second attack with the...
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
a
the
beat
thing. Yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
why. So that will also hit, yes. Her body has a greenish glow, and her eyes have yellow dots within them as she seems to pinpoint more parts of your body to attack. Her body hastens, and she lets past a kind of shadow as she moves even quicker, attacking Joseph even more. And Akumos may remember this from. Well, no, I don't think Jack ever got to this point with his monk.
I was a monk.
Oh, you're a monk as well. She's using a blitz technique.
Yeah,
Don't think I've ever had a monk.
it's very strong.
6. Okay. That one will miss, and that will miss. Okay. You see her let loose another 4 attacks as she lets off a blitz technique. She hits you 2 more times for 45. And then it'll go to punch.
Is not really going to 5% because there's no point.
You can attempt a tumble if you have good acrobatics.
Against a monk.
Yeah, the monks don't have high CMDs.
No, not one bit. Not at all. It's not like they have more decks than anything else in the world.
As well as adding their wisdom into it.
So I cannot fail this.
The concentration.
Yes. It's 25, I can get 26, 7 at a minimum.
Like I say, as long as you tell me.
So I will be double casting defensively. Wait, do I need to? Just is very low. Yeah. This will probably change your aggro onto me. But boom. Boom. Wait, where's the heal? 37 and 42.
Yeah, I think he might have like an extra square bracket or something in there. It's not making it a normal roll, but Dave rolled, so it's fine.
Everybody heals 79.
What's the... I mean, it doesn't really matter on my... I only have non-lethal right now, but... What's the will save on that?
Very low. 24. Yeah. I don't... it's technically higher. Because it's double casting, so 28 on them both.
So I can fail that. So I think 24 is my minimum for will saves.
Yeah, there's a will save. I just checked. You have to write it in your spell till it says it.
I don't think you failed.
Yeah.
Oh, well. It's fine.
Well, like I said, I only have non-lethal right now, and I
Yeah.
be slowly healing up myself, so
And then...
I'm good for now. And also, I can't die unless she has some shenanigans. But...
She is a monk. I don't know if that means anything to you if you've played monks.
No.
They can inflict status effects. One of them being able to make you go
that is
unconscious. So.
But, I mean... Well... It still wouldn't kill me immediately.
Well, if you go unconscious, your frenzy ends.
Yeah. And then they can just heal me and I can get back up because I don't get tired anymore.
May as well try.
And that
pull
was
it up.
yeah,
I'm gonna use Libra, so we'll save 27 to negate it.
Yeah, their saves are gross.
Yeah, I've got a move action, I may as well.
Right.
But I can't do anything else with it, so...
I just double check her save because I don't know if that added it in properly.
Weird. Minus. Oh, that's my health.
Okay. She'll fail her save.
Hell yeah! Let's go!
I rolled 2.
Oh,
This could actually, this could help us so much. Right,
good.
right.
I hate you learn so much from this. It's meant to be a mystery, man. Okay.
It doesn't help us knowing this actually, but unless it has a weakness we can exploit, but we'll see.
Why so many?
Yeah, you okay?
Didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, you muted your audio as well, which would make the
Yeah.
stream not hear us.
I know, that was my accident. I accidentally went through Discord's clicking on a text channel. It was a voice channel by accident. Should be good.
Would that also tell us how many non-lethal she's got?
No.
No. Okay.
Everything alive dealt her in the
We know how
first
much
couple.
health it has. She has.
Okay, she currently has 242 health. She has no MP. She's DR 10 and nothing overcomes it. She resists Holy 20, Shadow 10, no weakness.
Okay.
So you can kind of work out you've done a lot of damage.
The holy damage isn't going through,
No.
and the extra DR just
Stay out of it.
You also don't know her
Precision
immunities if she has any.
Yeah.
precision damage and fire damage on me is definitely helping.
What? Precision is on top of your normal attacks.
Yeah, but DR doesn't stop it.
It adds to your first attack.
Yeah, it adds to the attack damage.
Is it
It
all
does
one
stop
number?
precision if it's enough to overcome both the attack and the precision.
But it's not, because it's altogether you've done like 70 damage in one hit.
Yeah.
So they might have something else to like reduce damage.
Take that sit from Kumunch.
Not quite 5 foot stepping, because.
Yeah.
Nah.
No?
Actually, I have an idea. Put a 5 foot step there.
Give me 1 second. Okay, you're fine.
Worth a try.
Finally get the turn. Hooray!
I got you, see?
I can do stuff!
Mogmi, you awaken to your back having been rummaged through and the spike is gone.
Now, as a move action, I'm going to be using them at a time.
In her chest.
And I will teleport to here.
Behind.
Hide behind the party. Good job.
Pretty much. And then my standard action will be to activate.
This is why I love Q-Munch. I'm a full
This.
caster, but I'm tanky.
Everyone now gains a +3 luck bonus to their attack
Hell
rolls and
yeah.
saving throws.
More attack bonus.
Oh, God.
You're welcome.
I don't need any more bonuses, but
You
now,
do.
guys.
You
Now-
do. Every bonus you get is one less you have to roll.
And now that will be Mogmi done. And he will happily just sit here, lay here on the floor.
Surely when you teleport, you can stand up from teleporting, no?
No.
No, that
Oh.
uses my move action.
I was gonna say you have a move action, why not just stand up?
Because then I wouldn't have been able to move.
What?
Because Foretell uses my standard action.
Oh, okay, I read at the top, it says, yeah.
Yeah, that's me done.
Joseph.
Oh boy, full attack.
Oh, the +3. That's like a +9 to attack. Ha!
That's what we're here for. See, look at that 47 on a 12 roll.
Look at this support.
And she's got -6 to her AC versus me, so. And she doesn't have any of the strength damages going through?
Nope.
Huh.
Monks can like get immune to a lot of stuff. Like
Yeah,
a lot
I know.
of body physical shit like garbage.
First one hits, the second one will crit confirm.
Osa?
Meta.
Yep. Guess I'm fine.
The
I have one
third
more.
one, the third one will miss. The haste will hit.
That's another +3.
Damage.
That's non-lethal still, yeah?
Yes, it's non-lethal.
As Kumich brings up Mogmi, you can hear him teleporting about and haste and buffing you all up as you all stare down Time Backbreaker, making a line against her, and you all let loose, Joseph attacking for the weak spots, though whilst he is able to inflict some penalties, he's not able to get them all, and Ursa takes the opportunity to continue numbing that shoulder. Kumich is there, giving you all some moral support and healing.
Hit that spot.
Osa.
Let's go. So fight. And the fight.
I'm assuming one of those hit because I'm not on the page, so I'm just gonna.
At least one of them hit.
Yeah.
I
The lowest
hit like
of
5.
37.
Yeah, one of them doesn't hit, rather. Oh, probably doesn't hit at least.
Moving from the shoulder, feeling like you've sufficiently numbed that one, you start hitting her into the sides. As the first one hits, the second one hits. The third one will miss, and the fourth one will hit. You bite heavily in, though it's kind of a tough, leathery meat. And as you puncture in with that bite, you feel Tiny Backbreaker's body loosen up as she falls a bit limp in your maw. As you let go, she falters somewhat and goes down to one knee. The spike in her chest starts to crack and shake as it slowly falls into pieces, falling to the floor, instead being replaced with just a not exactly smooth, but it's pretty much flows with her skin now. There's just a black circle in her chest. The wounds across her body all start to glow a golden light as they stitch over with hundreds of threads of skin. She looks upwards to the party as you feel as if you are close to felling her. This isn't over. This power, it's all that's required. And you won't stop it!
Can't stop me now. Having such a good time. We're having a brawl. Don't stop.
As her body completely heals over.
God damn it. She probably had an item what gives like full revive or some shit. I'm deaf.
Oh, you know, the whole demigod thing.
Nah, that's too easy.
Yeah.
But this guy just never do that.
And Joseph, as you bring in your blade to follow up from Osa's onslaught and crit. Well, no, it's not even a crit, it's just an attack, isn't it? The opportunist thing.
Yep.
You go to attack her, and you're sure you would have made purchase, though her body phases in and out as you attack right through her, and it does nothing. Is that also done?
Yep.
Alright. Goes back to Tiny Backbreaker, who seems to be at full health strength. She's definitely wanted to take down Joseph. As the torrent of blows goes his way, she continues to speak. This pain, this weight, I've carried it all. I'll smash through this horrid tales of fate.
Supposed to get your attacks.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a big enough round, so now I can remember to do all 3 of them.
Yes, you can do all 3.
Knowing what she's capable of, I'm gonna make these lethal.
You hit 3 times as you try to bat away with her fists and legs, cutting into her skin yet again, creating more wounds, though she is able to keep fighting through the pain and the bloodshed as she lays into Joseph for 6 hits, dealing 129. Her body, yet again, glows green with yellow dots in her eyes as she sees more parts of Joseph to onslaught. And she's able to get all 4 of her next hits into Joseph for 89.
Down. Ah, shit.
Then we'll go to Kumach.
Mogmi, can you heal Joseph? Wait, I can't remember if you. I'm pretty sure you can heal, right?
I gotta be able to touch him, but yes. Yes, I can.
I'll hold my turn till after Mogmi.
Mogmi.
There's a move action. Mogmi will stand up. Then move over to Joseph and use 2 of his motes. Joseph heals for all of that. So heal on up.
Is that it for Mogmi?
Yep, I got him for half.
Jack?
Yeah, I got him to half. That's about all I can do.
Kumach.
Goddamn Pulse's Rage.
Well, I'm sorry we've faced so many magic users.
The one time I actually want to buff you all up as well. I guess this is just going to help me and Joseph, but it is like small chance it helps also. So yeah, I'm going to use War Song. Cast defensively because it's a 9th level spell. So that's 18, 20, 38. Wait, no, 28 I've got to make.
It's a 9th level spell.
Yeah, so
So it'd be
18.
32.
Concentration.
Or
I can re-roll once a day with a +4. So +4 to this. Thank God. And I'm going to exclude Titan Backbreaker Square. So everybody gets, what level am I? What level are we? 17?
17.
So everybody gets +8 to all physical damage.
Oh my goodness.
Can I use a hero point to give myself a -8?
The hero points don't say you can, but it's gonna be helping you, so yes, I'll let you use a hero point for -8 to your save.
No!
Let's go. I just want to feel included.
I want this. Hell yeah!
Yeah.
I mean, you hardly ever use your hero points, so yeah, it's fine.
Exactly.
This is what hero points are meant to do. They're meant to aid you, so.
Rerolls never help me, so I usually don't care enough about the bonus beforehand, so...
So +8 physical damage for 17 rounds. That's why I wanted Joseph alive, because he has to hear me to do this, I assume. Because it's mind affecting.
It's mind affecting, yeah.
I assume it is.
It's also a sound effect, so I'll also have them be a vapor anyway. I'll try and update these spells in the site anyway, see if they have like sonic or something in them.
It doesn't say anything of the sorts anywhere, but it's a song.
Is that it from you?
That's all I got.
Joseph.
Is going to stand up as a free action that does not provoke attacks of opportunity. And is going to full attack. Oh, wait, no, first of all, swift action to turn invisible as my limit break, so I can add extra d6s into my damages. Let's see, that is... Gotta figure out what level we are now. 17 is
159. I don't think it affects it. 5, 9.
159, 13,
yeah, 17. 5. Yeah.
so 46 then.
5.
Oh, 5d6. Okay.
Yeah, we get limit break times 5 now. It's 1, 5, up to 17.
Where am I gonna add this damage in?
Didn't know you were Superman.
Okay, I'm gonna add it under non-critical damage.
Yeah.
Plus 5. Well, I don't need 5. 5d6. And then over here, we're gonna write that in as there we go. Perfect. Okay.
See all this damage.
Now,
Is my damage in there?
yes, it is. I just added that in as a
Flat. Yeah, flat damage. That's
slide in.
As you do say, your blade moves towards Titan Backbreaker, and her eyes dart and follow the invisible blade. And before the blade connects, she wheels up her fist and punches towards it. Give me 1 second, this is a separate thing. Okay, she ignores that. Okay. Ooh. Let me double check that. Alright, it's an object, so it's immune to critical hits, that's fine. What bonus is your Falcata?
Plus 3. For just a straight bonus.
Just straight bonus, yeah. So plus 6 and plus 30. Just gonna use this for it. That's the easiest thing I can get.
Oh no.
6 and a 30. Then I need the. If you can't engage it from this, she's sundering your weapon.
Oh.
Oh, bitch.
It is adamantine, if that helps. Which it does, because it adds
It does.
heart and hit points.
Adamantine. So you get 1/3 more HP. And its hardness is base 20 instead. So that would be 26 hardness. What's the weapon health? The Falcon is a normal one-handed blade, but you're just two-handing it because you can, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
I got the buckler in the other hand. Only time I.
Which never works because you're two-handing a weapon.
Wait, what?
If
You have to have the hand free.
Yeah, if that hand with the buckler's ever doing anything, you lose your AC bonus.
Oh. I was not aware of that.
I didn't say it before, but it's been a while since I said it, so. Okay, I need to double check how much she ignores her hardness. Because it changes. I think ignores 20. It's materials. Okay, she lands a solid blow into your falconer as you feel it vibrate in your hand, and it will take 18 points of damage. So, that actually would give it the broken condition.
Oh, God.
There's like a -2.
To what?
Every attack and damage.
Okay, so this is what occurs to your weapon. It takes a -2 on attack and damage rolls, and it can only score crits on natural 20s, and only has a ×2 multiplier. She only does that on the first one, so I'll just retroactively add in the -2. So the second will hit, the third and haste will hit.
That's
They are doing less now because it is broken, but still a lot of damage in there.
Yeah.
She goes back to bleeding, and I'll take the minuses again. Okay, is that it?
That's all I can do.
Osa.
I can separate which attacks are non-lethal and which aren't, right?
Before you roll it, yeah.
Yeah.
Any reason we're doing non-lethal?
Because we don't want to. Well, I don't want to kill her. Just want to restrain her.
Go ahead
I don't
and
know
kill
about
her.
you guys.
We'll resurrect your ass after we take all of our magic items off.
So I think also would listen to that right now. Like,
I'm thinking, because we went in this whole thing with the mindset that they aren't necessarily, these guys aren't necessarily evil, they're just extremely misguided. That's Oza's headspace anyway.
yeah.
Like, the only reason she's been doing lethal is to, like, slow her down so she can then tire her while Joseph is actively killing her. In hopes that she doesn't just die. But, knowing what she's capable of, well,
We
yeah,
know
I'm gonna
she's
do
not holding back on us. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That is true. Okay, these things are still lethal. Let's go with that. And see where that takes us. Everything should be there then. First round of pelting, and here's the chomp. Damage should be in there, yeah.
Oh god.
It's not a 20.
Oh, you're
True.
right.
Your first attack hits, as well does the second. Third hits, and the fourth will miss as you move from blunting to slashing, tearing her up, and you bite again into another shoulder. Seeing his time, Joseph will move in for the slash, though sadly it is broken, so it's not a crit. And you are able to dig deep into her side yet again. Her clothing being more red than any other color right now, it's a stain of her own blood. Is that it?
Yep.
As it goes back to Titan Backbreaker's turn, Osa, your hand starts to wobble and shake a bit, and as you look down, some of you might be able to see her eyes widen in excitement and probably joy as your weapon is now magical again.
Yay! She's back! Really need to give her a name at some point. Yay!
Titan Backbreaker is really going to unleash on Joseph this time.
Oh boy. Bye guys.
I get my 3 attacks again!
As she lays into Joseph, she'll speak again and again. If I fall here, all our work, the death, the sacrifices, it will all be in vain. If my body breaks and my soul shatters, I will happily accept it if it means everyone else can live on without pain. Her fists then glow effervescently, and as she throws them into Joseph, he can see them shift and meld through a lot of what would have protected him.
Oh, damn it.
I'm guessing I get all 3 of them.
Yeah, all of these are gonna hit either way. Unless I bump it.
Okay, well, here's the question then. So now I think I wanna make at least some of this non-lethal. let's make the last two non-lethal, so minus... I'm just gonna put -4 in them. So I'm still using...
Do you have all 4 of those?
If the first... I have 3 attacks of opportunity per round. If the first one hits, I get the second one because my magic is back with Fortuitous. I get
Okay, then.
2 attacks. So,
Does Fortuitous not use your attack opportunities, though?
no, it shouldn't. It's a magical weapon thing, so I don't think so.
Well, some of them use... I'll double check,
I don't
but...
think it makes sense if it does, but... Because I can only do it once a round anyway.
Grants it with a more attack opportunity. When you hit, make a second opportunity. It's worded both ways. I'll say yeah, it gives you another one. Because it gives you a penalty,
Because it's a magic weapon and I have to spend money to get it, so I don't really see the point. Because I only do all because of my feet, so...
It would be spending money instead of taking combat reflexes in that point. But
Yeah,
there's enough in there that I'd say it just gives you an extra one.
Yeah. So yeah, the 8th and 9th, because shit, are non-lethal.
Okay. First one hits. Second one hits. And the last 2 are non-lethal. Do you have the -4 in there or no?
They should be in there.
Okay. So those will both hit it as well.
Yeah, the -4 is in there.
And Joseph. Even though I said they were melting through will protect you, it's more in the case of your damage reduction than your AC. This is doing full damage.
Wow. Well, that was screwed.
Yeah, how did that happen?
There are ways to get through, yeah.
Also, it's the Monk's Limit Break.
Oh, gotcha.
One of these will miss. Your AC is correct, yeah?
It should be, yep.
Okay, so one of those will miss because of that. Okay, so she'll hit you for an 16, and none of those will be affected by DR.
I did forget the extra damage.
Extra damage from what?
From Gimage. Just I used a different button.
The +8?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll put that in. She then
Button.
glows with more ki as she continues her blitz technique onto the...
Hello, me.
Yes.
Alright.
And there's no chance she can miss unless it's a fumble.
And I do not get DR.
Do not get DR because of the limit break. So you get hit 4 times for 80.
Limit break.
86, okay.
I did say it was limit break when I was hitting Joseph, but I don't know if you heard that, Fish.
90. Almost all of it.
Oh, she made it through your,
I mean, she was pelting me earlier, so about
Oh, yeah.
half of my temp HP was already gone,
Oh.
even with the DR back then. I'm fine. If it's just hitting me, I won't die.
Mog me.
I'm gonna cast a spell. Is Joseph fully dead now?
Yes.
Oh
He
dear.
definitely does not have 44 con.
I'm a 5 foot this way then.
You got Phoenix Downs. You should still have like a Mega Phoenix from the last mission as well. So like you have them.
I'm going to cast that, and then for my move action, can I begin to pull out... Do I even have a Phoenix down? That's a good question.
What?
The same does he even have one. He's checking his items.
No, I don't.
I have 2.
Well, I can't help that if that's on you.
But Kiymunch is kind of busy right now.
Is yours in a bag of holding or a normal bag though?
Let's see if I've got a bag of holding on me. I assume Kiymunch is carrying one of the bags of holding, because I don't think we're giving him all to Osa to carry. Because don't we have like 4 in the group?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have all of them. I have 3, 4, 1.
And then Joseph.
I have at least 3 in my inventory right now.
That's where they all have it, probably. Yep.
I don't know if we ever had a bag of holding 2.
I have a masterwork backpack and it's probably in there.
So I would say if a item is in the bag of holding, that only takes a move action. You take it from an ally. If it's in a backpack, it would take a full round. Just because you're going through there in our inventory, it's awkward. But if it's a bag of holding, you just put your hand in, you think of it.
So for my move action, can I pull out a Phoenix down from Osa's bag of holding?
If she has one.
Do you have one?
If somebody bought one and put it in there.
Joseph specifically bought a couple
I'm
of
saying
them.
things like if it's on someone specific.
Does Joseph
for
have a
their
bag
own
of
use
holding?
And put it on your own inventory because I'm not keeping track of all the like group loot stuff. If it is in the group loot, it's in the bag of holding. Or if I specifically buy and put it in there, then sure. But I don't have any listed right now because I spent all of mine in the temple.
Did Joseph? You said you have a bag of holding, didn't you?
I've got my portable hold. That's all I've got. But
That wouldn't be a move action.
No. But I wouldn't be keeping my Phoenix Downs there. I have 2 Phoenix Downs in my inventory.
It was more for like action sake of things. If it was a bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Even if it's in the like if you bought it and you want it for your own use, you should mark it that if it's in bag of holding so that we know where it is.
Yeah.
Because-
Right, well ultimately I
I-
haven't got one, so I can't do
Inventory
nothing
management.
to help Joseph.
He's also
So
invisible right
instead
now.
of my 5-foot step being
Yes.
there, it's got to be there
You
instead.
Can't see him. I guess you could like fumble around and
Well,
find the dead
unless it
dwarf,
just
but-
ends because it's a limit break thing.
No, I
Okay.
wouldn't think it would. They're just continuous effects. Because magic doesn't end when you die unless it's something that goes off when you're unconscious.
So yeah, that's my
Yeah.
turn.
So you just gave yourself time spell surge and you end.
Yar.
Pretty much.
Cast defensively, Great Magic Fang on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's me done.
Alright. Osta.
She just killed
Well,
your
yeah,
friend.
yeah. She sure did. So I'm gonna pelt into her with everything I've got. Well, it's still 6. She does it. Well, it's not gonna be saying a lot, but like, if you really believed you were doing the right thing, you would have deceived all those people.
Is this lethal or non?
Lethal,
Okay.
because she killed one of us.
As you bring your great axe to fell the one who felled your friend, you slash again and again into her, aiming for those shoulders as you would, trying to stop her from using her main weapons, her body. And with both of those slashes, Wyznwyb will fall to the floor.
I will stop attacking immediately after she falls down.
Come on. She was just finally gonna attack.
I got 2 attacks in.
Yes, that was 2.
Okay. So I heal 6.
Never been so buffed up in his life.
I'll just bring in another boss for you, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. There's a boss 2 CR higher than her, so let's have a go.
No, because when you're looking at like 30 odd CR, it's like 1 CR is like 10 levels basically. It's like, fuck it.
Well, the higher CR you go, the more hit they are. So
Mhm.
if I go 1 hit die above this, she gains like 7 hit die.
No, whoever actually has a Phoenix down, please drop it on Joseph.
Yeah, I'll drop a Mega Phoenix on him.
That's full health, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mega Phoenix is full health, yeah. You can just like feel around for his body.
I have sense, so there he is.
As you throw the Mega Phoenix onto Joseph, with Wyznwyb on the floor, her body mostly being covered in blood, as well as her hair being dyed even more red than it was. The previous scars and wounds on her body reopened due to the combat. Her eyes dart open as her body slowly mends itself.
Kimochi will get ready to pounce.
From a combination of the wounds, the intake of prayer power, and the long battle between you all, Wyznwyb is a wreck. Looking upwards, barely able to talk or breathe, her wounds slowly closing over, she looks over to you and speaks in a defeated tone. It would seem that your experience as a team far exceeds my power as an individual. I wonder if our paths were swapped, if a similar outcome would arise. But as I draw breath, I will not stop, nor will this power within me. She quickly rises to her feet as she jumps up to her knees and to her. She brings up a fist, and you feel the dash of wind as it throws like a rocket, going towards Joseph, who came back up. Though even though it's fierce and powerful, Osa is able to see it, and with her combat knowledge, she's able to use the blunt side of her great axe, hitting it into the underside of Wyznwyb's arm, easily parrying her blow and knocking her back again. Wyznwyb falls to her knee, and both from that last attack and her wounds, she collapses back onto her back, coughing blood and wheezing through the fatigue. She continues to speak at you with whatever breath she has. I am broken, but I am already set to regain my strength. You've delayed my assault, but not halted it. Through this fight, I can tell you truly believe in your own path, as I do mine. I don't know if it was a god who sent you on me, or if this was honestly your own intentions. But with this, I am done. You will cage me and break me if I rise again.
There are other ways to help those in need. You don't need to destroy the world and essentially start over. Just because you don't believe in the deities or whatever. You can do what Chirsha and Azayam did with the orphanage. You can directly help those. You can help rebuild villages who have been pillaged. You can help by hunting those who do wrong. You can start by believing in your friends for once. If you had all been here, I'm sure this would have been a much tougher fight.
Tears will open her eyes, either through emotion or from the sheer pain she probably feels at this point. The water melds with the blood across her face. She looks at you through tear and blood-soaked eyes. For this fight, I can tell you mean true. It was not our plan to destroy this world. But if you so surely believe that destroying the pantheon would do so, it's possible it would have been an outcome. But now I'll never know. And I'll probably never have that sin weighed upon me if that was the only outcome of our goals. We tried. So many years. So many conquests and battle and quests. We've saved many lives. Reformed families. Built the houses they'll be in for the rest of their lives. But it's never meant to be. The places we return to, the people we've helped, instead of smiles and parties, all we see is ashes and tombstones.
I don't know a whole lot about all that religious stuff, and I don't even pretend to begin to understand what the deities are about. Some of them might have selfish intentions, some of them might be just toying with us. But I think there are multiple of them for a reason, so that even if one gets somewhat out of check, the others can get back on them and get the world back on track. If all that power is accumulated to one person, then who would keep that one person in check? Who would make sure that that power wouldn't destroy that one individual? And even the purest intentions can bring in catastrophic results. All we can do as mortals is help other mortals. What you've been doing as divine destroyers, what the people have been doing while they believed in that plane, they've been doing good. They're good people, and they just want to save lives. They never asked for divine war. They just wanted peace for themselves and their families, and that's what can still be done.
Wyznwyb continues with her wounds slowly moving over. Weakly and shakily, she pushes herself to her knee. Whilst one arm pushes up, the other seemingly gone limp from the assault of both the slashing on your blade and the blood sides bruising it. Their arm broken, the hand loosens up and opens up into a palm. A single phoenix feather falls to the floor. Not been used, but you can roll a sense motive if you wish. I mean, now's the time for it, right? Get a good first off.
That attack would have been epic.
Yeah. Alright. Jeez.
Okay, Osa, Bogmi, and Kumunch, you're unable to really tell from it, both from the slashes and bruising on her face, as well as it being covered in tears and blood, as well as just messed up hair around. However, Joseph, whilst you may feel a bit numb, and this body's kind of felt, well, you kind of get rejuvenated when you use a Mega Phoenix, so you're not feeling that much. You might have some animosity or anger against her. However, it's probably best or more fitting that you're the only one who can understand this. But as you see the Phoenix down hitting the floor in one of her unclenched hands, you have a very short flash of an image as her fists were going into you. You swear as if you saw the feathers through her clenched fists, and as it falls to the floor, you're pretty sure that was going to be meant for you if you had died, and you did die. And there's no doubt in your mind that even if she had killed you, she would have brought you back.
Joseph's gonna step up right next to her, and she's still like down on her knee, kind of, right?
Oh yeah.
He'll lean down, kneel next to her, put his arm on her unhurt shoulder, if he can, and he'll just kind of, in a low voice, just say, "We haven't killed anyone here today as much as possible. There's been no death that we have brought. Everybody will come out of this alive. And we never wanted to hurt anybody. We just wanted to make sure that everybody has a chance to go on living a full life. As you said, we believe very strongly that what you were doing was misguided and would have ended many, many lives beyond just what battles may have been fought. We feel many people would have perished in distant lands who would not have been able to come here to make it to your new plane. So I hope that that will takes a little bit of the weight off of your conscience.
As you speak to her and your words enter into her mind, with her still usable arm, she weakly pulls it up and just places it on your hand on her shoulder. She looks up to you, blood on her face and tears in her eyes. I do not blame you for this. You made your choices like anyone else. It's all you know. However, also know that I can't stay on this plane. Only torment awaits me. I cannot leave it peacefully on my own. As you talk with Wyznwyb, more closer than probably anyone else you felt with in the Divine Destroyers, her heart opened to you, both from talking as well as the gaping wound in her chest. You've noticed the sounds of combat have all but stopped above the ceiling, replaced with several heavy footsteps approaching from the nearby halls and stairways. Wyznwyb lets go of your hand, Joseph, as she collapses to the floor, her face looking towards the ceiling and the lights, her eyes glinting, both from that and from your guys' own light. Not exactly visible, but it shows in your actions and your words. She leaves herself completely open, her eyes pleading at her words. She looks to you with her eyes, though mostly full of blood and water. You see them look to you, each of you, as her eyes finally fall at the slightly now broken falcata of Joseph. I cannot stay here, though I cannot leave on my own. Please.
I understand.
Good night, sleep well.
It's over now.
Too much.
Oh,
Took off her whole head.
I was gonna go for Falcata, like just taking, like piercing through her chest into her open heart, but okay.
I said good night, sleep well.
Kumach completely ruins the scene as
I'm sorry.
as
He just starts eating her. Oh god.
as Wyznwyb asks to be released from this plane. Joseph, seemingly, like you said, it seemed like you were going to accept her request. I don't know if Osa was going to interject or not. But
Oh,
that's
he was going to, but it's too late.
Yeah. You all kind of had a nod of agreement, and whilst you may not want to do it, it's basically her last request. And then you all see Kumaj just break his jaw open, and then just like bloody one of those like water dipping bird things just goes hong, and Vyznwyb's head's gone, just crunching in Kumaj's jaw.
Tasty.
Sadly, you don't get any deity powers.
That's how Kumach goes. It becomes a god and starts flying up. Like, oh, what's going on?
With Titan Backbreaker now decapitated in a very unfitting manner, I guess, but you know, it's just him.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, I mean, to Kuz, you're probably fine. With her body decapitated, her skin starts to flake and float away as if she was wood being burned. Her body slowly turns into flakes of ash, and it starts to just float away. As her body turns to dust and to aether, you can all roll a perception.
Oh damn.
Kumach is a little busy.
Yeah, Kumach is too busy chomping on the head. I guess Kumach is eating her tears, so it's a salty meal. However, Joseph, Osa, and Mogmi, as you see her body evaporating into nothingness, you can see across her body, aside from the wounds you dealt, scars pretty much covering her arms. Her body has been attacked over and over again, most likely from her quests with the Divine Destroyers before they became such. However, you will notice a very meaningful, possibly impactful scar that may have been the catalyst, and it may have just been something that happened along the way. But with the wounds you dealt, a part of her shirt was ripped to the lower part. As you can see, on the lower part of her stomach is a single horizontal line.
Oh, wow.
And if anyone doesn't know what that means, you can roll a heal check.
I get ya.
Disembowel.
Not quite.
Okay, Joseph, can you make a heal check, please? Just so I know that everyone knows what's going on with that.
Not entirely
Okay.
sure.
She had a baby.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Osa gets it. It's a cesarean scar when you have to cut open the stomach and womb to get the child
Okay.
out.
I think because you said horizontal, so I got a little bit confused.
It might be different in different countries, but normally it's the horizontal
I
line.
just feel like, at least in games, it's usually depicted as like a vertical scarring. I'm not super well versed with this, but yeah, okay. Just to make sure that we're on the same page here.
Yeah, just personally, I normally know them as horizontal. I
It
understand.
might be that in real life, but
Yeah.
Yeah, they are horizontal.
okay.
I've also seen like cross and like Y ones, but they don't make any sense to me. But you know, now we all know it's just a cesarean scar she had. And as her body continues to evaporate, she's gone, and the only thing that is left is a small satchel by her side, the lid of it slightly open, and a few papers inside.
Start looking at that stuff, I guess, while people are coming towards us.
So, I assume she went on this quest because the baby may be in the stillborn.
Kumunch, you weren't here last session, so I'll just
Alright.
tell you what she said. It'll also just be a reminder to everyone else. Before the battle ensued, she said, "This world is broken and unkind.
Yeah.
Farmers have their lands pillaged by plague. Good Samaritans fall to illness. Newborns never reaching their first breath outside the womb.
Yeah. She had a stillborn baby.
I seek to fix all that is tattered, take away these predestined ends of fate that say all good people should be punished." As you pick up the satchel and look over the pieces of paper, you see several opened letters, plenty of them having horrible handwriting, others better so, but still more like commoners had written them. You count about 17 letters in all in the satchel, almost all of them thanking Wyznwyb for either slaying a monster, getting some medicine, or helping to build a building. Aside from the letters, you see several news clippings from newspapers, both more modern that you would find in the Fell, as well as olden time parchment ones. They all make mention of attacks on villages, them being razed with fire or pillaged by bandits. And a lot of the names and places from the letters correspond to the clippings she had. Aside from the writings, you also find several beads, stones, and small little stick dolls in there, probably given to her as gifts.
Well, we've got something to bury at least.
She had a noble quest, however, was blind to see the destruction it could cause.
Blinded by grief, mostly. You guys, I want to be good. I don't want to just kill people indiscriminately. I want to have a cause. I want to have a reason. But I think we're already on that path anyways. I feel like I need to continue. That's great.
Yeah, me too. I want to help as many as I can while I'm still alive.
Fish is making a lot of notes there.
No, sorry.
Even though she had to die, I guess we should.
Did she have to die?
Well,
Did she have to?
It's not that she
Still.
had to. She clearly wanted to.
Kumunch says as a strand of her hair is still in his teeth.
Same with Azayam. Did they have to die? Did they have to go out this way?
maybe not.
They
this.
just gave up to their own grief. They were doing good aside from all of this, but they were doing good. With the letters, with all the people who were mourning Azayam at the time. Why would they choose to first do something so good and help people and so selfless, and then end it in such a selfish way?
It's the paths they choose to go. They just
I'm
lead
sure
off in
they
different
felt like
ways.
they were doing
There's a lot
what
of
was
different
best for
factors that play into it as well. They can do lots of good in their life, but all good has to come from some sort of bad.
getting to know these people, I'm sure that they thought that they were doing the best that they could. That whatever end goal that they had was probably not what we assume would have happened. They probably don't think that they would be destroying the world. They only saw the good in what they were doing.
It's not only
If
that,
that's
Kupo.
true, if they truly believed in their cause, they wouldn't have needed to deceive the people with the whole plane thing.
But they may have turned their back on the world, Kupo, because the world turned their back on them.
Well, we know why Azame kind of did it. We kind of pushed that ourselves.
He made his own choice.
We could have brought his
His
family
own
back.
choice a long time ago. Maybe our choice, what we did back there, affected it, but it was still his choice.
And this was hers.
Well, let's take this experience. Let's try
From it, Kupo.
to do good as they were doing and try to be mindful that whatever we're doing might have negative consequences elsewhere.
Well, the worst thing I suppose could happen is she's going to be seen as a martyr now. By those who didn't know what she was doing. What she was really doing.
Well, the only people that know what was going on here today is pretty much us. We can spin the story. She had attempted to ascend and something went wrong. I don't know how you feel about lying on that sort of scale, but I'm willing to do it.
From Kumanch's point of view, she tripped over and fell into his mouth.
I know.
Well, people were already very... what's the word? Believed in her. Believed in the surface cause. And there were a lot of people following the Divine Destroyers.
Let's try to spread that message that what they were working towards didn't work, but we need to continue to be good to each other, to help each other out, and to help and to make sure that our neighbors are taken care of as well as ourselves.
The footsteps from above the ceiling and the stairways gets louder. Some of them are heavy set, others are from metal sabatons. The doors open wide again as three familiar figures step through. More like rush through, but as you see Lieutenant Colonel Wedge, Corporal Gottfried Stryker, and Axel Phoenix as they rush into the room.
Hey there, guys. Goodbye.
Wedge speaks up. I'm glad we found you. This looks to be the end point. Where's Titan Backbreaker?
Well, Kupo, she's dead.
Dead?
Hi, Kupo.
I take it you defeated her in combat.
That we did.
but it's possible she may return. Their deity powers allow them to reform again and again.
No, she's gone for good this time.
I don't think she's coming back.
Can we roll a knowledge on what her evaporating thing actually means? Like, is that a sign of a deity dying or something?
It would be a knowledge arcana or knowledge religion. Okay, you two will easily know. When a deity dies, at least in this universe, when they die, their essence and mana essentially reforms at a certain point to remake them. If a specific effect occurs or another deity does it, they can permanently kill a deity. What you saw, what happened to Titan Backbreaker, is that due to the wounds on her body, as well as the vast intake of deific power, and possibly due to the divine derived spike you used, her body tried to reform again, but with everything going on, it didn't really work, and so her body's just destroyed.
We'll explain that then.
Well, it's a good thing she wasn't able to ascend. Though it's sad to hear you weren't able to apprehend her. That not all battles are going to be easy. We've been able to deal with the situation upstairs. All of the Divine Destroyer members have been apprehended, and those on the run have been counted out and will be sending out search parties. We were able to get all the lieutenants. You did well in knocking them all out.
Did Bobby good, Kupo?
What's the expressions you guys are having on your faces? I'm pretty sure Kumunch is just satiated with food, but is anyone expressing very noticeable emotions right now?
Osa isn't really facing anyone, just kind of has her face tilted down and her hair's covering most of her face and her eyes. Just being quiet.
Mogmi's
Joseph
just
is
quite
trying
blank-faced.
to hide his emotions, so I can roll something for that if you want me to.
Yeah, you can roll bluff. Yeah, they're not gonna know. They're not exactly gonna dive deep into those emotions since you're so good at hiding them. But for Osa, it might be more wearing it on her sleeve. Because I'm pretty sure her bluff isn't that high.
She's not even trying to hide it. She's just kind of on purpose being in the background and let the others do the talking.
Yeah.
She's partially trying to hide it, but she's also not purposefully making it noticeable, I guess.
Too much will step forward and just say go easy on the lieutenants. From what we gathered, they seem to, what they were doing, they didn't think would cause any real issue.
Aye, that's true, Kupo. But I think we've taken quite a hit as well, Kupo, so we could do with getting out of here and resting up a bit. Maybe we could meet some time later on to pass on all the information.
Yes, it'll take quite some time to get a good debrief for everyone. We've got teleports all set up for outside. We've talked with leaders at Castris. If you follow us, we can take you back to the Fell, and we'll have some time to decompress and debrief.
Yeah, it'll be good, Kupo. Come on, everyone.
There's what's the place's name? Hang on. Where were we doing the previous mission, the temple mission?
The Falcross Heights? Erina.
Erina, yeah.
Yeah, the city's called Erina, where that was.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Erina, it's right there. My memory's terrible. There's There's an orphanage in Erna. 2 of the lieutenants were taking care of it. Can you do anything to make sure that it's gonna be okay?
We'll send word over and make sure it's looked after. But if it's the one I'm thinking about, that was mostly headed by Zen Clough. A lot of the money he got from the revival services went straight into that. As far as I was able to get intel, Xiaoxia was mostly just helping out by hand. A lot of her money was going to other places.
Finance is not necessarily the main part of that. They were both very involved with those children. They were a family.
They were a part of the children's lives, Kupo. It's almost like losing a parent.
Those children need to be taken care of on a more basic, fundamental level than just financing their survival.
We'll see about having the kids seen to.
Thank you.
Here, this is something she had on her after. It's the only thing that was left after she was dissolved or dissipated or whatever you want to say. It's letters and tokens and knickknacks that she collected from all of the different things that she's done to help. We can use this as something to bury for people to have some closure.
As you hand the bag to Wedge, the bag kind of ruffles a bit, and you see that there was a hidden compartment on the back as a picture slips out and floats to the floor.
Snatch it up before it hits the ground.
As you catch it, you find on the back side as a date is written of last year.
What's on the front side?
On the front side is a picture of a much happier Wyznwyb and a male Roegadyn.
Anybody we would recognize?
You've never seen them before.
It was probably a partner.
Probably.
Well, that hits hard.
Along with the date, is there any sort of names or anything like that? Or is it just the date?
It wouldn't be spelled that way, but it basically says V and Z, so W and X. It just has a date written on it, like very poorly written from last year.
Okay. I'll hand the photo over as well, unless anybody else wants to look at it.
I recognize Wyznwyb. I don't recognize the male. Is this going with the pack, or do you want us to investigate it?
Let's well look into it, Kupo.
Yeah, look into it.
He puts the picture into his chest pocket and kind of like flips the lid of the bag over and puts it over his shoulder. If you're ready to go, we can get outside and teleport back to Nefel. I'm sure you all wanted to get home and rest after the ordeal.
Aye, lead the way, Kupo.
As you make your way to the stairwell, Axel sheaths his blade on his back, looking over the party, and making your way through, he kind of slows up and just puts an arm around the shoulder of Osa as you walk out.
Look up. look at him a little bit surprised.
He just smiles and walks with you.
Joseph will come up on the other side and grab her hand as well.
Probably
Look
kind
at
of just
Joseph, look at their hands, and Janet drop her face again and squeeze Joseph's hand.
Mogme will kind of just fly up and sit on her shoulders, almost like a little shoulder ride.
Everyone just dog piles onto Ursa. He's got an arm on his shoulder, a hand, and now you're just on her.
Thank you.
I
Much go
weigh
behind and
nothing.
Give everybody a big group hug. Because I'm pretty sure I'm big enough to do so.
Probably, yeah.
Come on, just don't use your tongue.
Oh god.
Ha ha!
Nah.
You make your way through the Crown Estate, climbing up the stairs and moving through the halls. You see several Divine Destroyer members being handcuffed and tied, some statements being taken. Almost all the ones you hear are mostly pleas of not guilty, that they didn't know what was going on, and they only said that they wanted a better place to live. There's some questions about some locations, some assaults and whatnot, but everyone says they were nowhere near said locations and they had nothing to do with any of the crimes that are asked of them. Make your way past lieutenants, and Drownbed is still knocked out for a very long time, because he's way past. Though you will notice that Shusha is conscious, and she has some very specific handcuffs for her. They look to be more magnetized, and they make it so her arms are a lot more outstretched so she can't combine them. Mostly due to the fact that she is a thief and very good at picklocking, so if they had normal things, she'd break out of it. She's currently talking with another one of the lieutenants as they write on a notepad. She kind of raises up her head to you guys as you walk out. And making your way through the main hall of the Crown Estate, you make it onto the grasslands outside. Well, not really grass, the garden. Several of the Nifel army are out here, and there are a few circles set up, very hastily though. A few magi teleporting in and out, or using magic to heal the people who are wounded. You all gather onto a circle, and you are whisked away with the teleportation magic. And instead of visages of whirling vortexes and the arcane colours of teleportation, you instead just think over the things you've done over the past few weeks. The laughter, joy, and missions with the Divine Destroyers. All the hopes and dreams, and the final concentration in the Crown Estate. You don't feel any malice, you don't feel any hatred, besides probably to the whole ordeal that didn't really have to occur, but it did. And it feels as if, whilst you're not exactly in the air, there's a whisper on it, carrying along the words of Wyznwyb. And you return to Nefel. And within Nefel, you spend the next 10 minutes real time as we'll have our break here. teleporting and whisking away, you find yourselves back within the capital city of Nefel. Bustling with activity, as always, you appear within one of the teleportation halls, surrounded by lieutenants, as well as Wedge, Striker, and Axel Phoenix. They lead you back over to the branch building, as you are not exactly railed for questions, but you have a long discussion with everyone about your missions you undertook for the Divine Destroyers, what specifically they asked you to do, how you went about doing them, and the most recent events. They also ask about what happened within the Crown Estates before they attacked, as well as when you went after the lieutenants and Wyznwyb herself. Does anyone want to hold back any information or change any information, or do you just tell them everything and there are all truths?
I'm happy for all the truth.
Joseph will tell the truth, but he'll also suggest the same thing that he suggested before when it was just us four, about trying to spin it so that, you know, people are going to take care of each other, hopefully to minimize the amount of hate and recompense from people trying to retaliate against the army because of their intervention in the offension.
Can you reword that, please?
Joseph will tell them about the plan that he came up with when we were just us four, so that saying, you know, spin it so that Wyznwyb died instead of ascending, so that people don't retaliate against the army for interfering with her ascension.
Okay, I think I can understand that, yeah. Wedge will say they'll do their best to make it as publicly acceptable as they can. Obviously, they can't spin too many lies if there are people about, but since the final room was just your group and Wyznwyb, they can change that as they see fit within your own vision.
That's acceptable. If they need somebody to say this to the public, I will be available.
Though, talking about the public, both Wedge and Striker, as you're doing debriefs and whatnot, they will make mention that with all four of you having a heavy hand in this and just being advertising faces for the Divine Destroyers, it's going to be impossible for you guys not to become famous from this, either through good fame or infamy. They'll definitely try and spin it so that you guys come out of the best light possible, but you're not going to be unrecognizable anymore. Especially with the tournament that you did, like, there's going to be very little people that don't know you.
Well, if that's the price of our success, then might as well pay it.
Okay, you continue your decompression and debriefs with Wedge, Striker, and several other members of the higher-ups in the Nefel army. The process is going to take a total of 3 days, at which point you will be busy for a lot of it, because you're going to have to say the same things several times, as well as people asking different questions for different things. You're also going to have to sign documents saying what happened, when and where, and Joseph having a hand in the not exactly fabrication, but the alteration of some of the parts you wish to be known to the public. During this 3 days, do you guys ask any questions or request anything from the Fell Army? Like, do you want them to do anything in particular for you?
I need my weapon mended.
They can do that, that's fine. That won't cost you anything, your weapon's full health again.
Yay!
We've already got them onto the orphanage.
Yeah,
Yep.
just gonna like at least check back on like if you're handling the orphanage.
They are offering some of the positions. Well, I say offering the positions. No one works there right now, so they probably have to go there. They're saying they're allowing a lot of their retirees, as well as people who have done their tours, to have a position at the orphanage for now, until they have some more adequate staff members. They're also in talks with Shersha to have her
Run it.
Serve her sentence under house arrest at the orphanage.
I was going to say on parole, but that also works for house arrest.
Yeah.
They'll essentially have her work there, but still, like, be in
What?
prison as it. Yeah, she's still confined to that space, but she's able to go there. Does anything else come to mind?
Want the best meal we can cook.
Axel Phoenix, you weren't here last session, but he offered you a double pass if you'd stop eating the food and go after the lieutenants. So he's going to give you a big-ass double pass head, and everyone else is going to have the good parts of the meat, because you won't know the difference.
What's a cuttable pass?
It's a combination of a giraffe and long neck dinosaur.
You know what I mean? I'll know the difference. Humans knows what good food tastes like.
Does it really matter though? You'll eat it anyway.
Yeah. There are times he likes to delve into the senses of food. He will just yeah.
Says the guy who was looking at the ground not too many sessions ago.
Hey, you never know what you can find. Is the meat already cooked, or is it just giving me the body?
No, they'll cook it up.
Can I say I want to cook it instead?
Um,
Probably better than all the chefs have got here.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, there's a combined effort, but sure. Or you can throw on a chef's hat and give me that role.
Hell yeah. I rolled a 2. The 6, sorry. I rolled poly, whichever it is.
Still, that's pretty damn good. Like, most people would have, like, a 10, maybe 15, depending on their level.
It's 1 higher. My skill points didn't get done.
Ooh, you got 39. Okay.
I mean, at this point, the difference is: do you just want to do it because you like cooking, or do you want to have someone else pamper to you?
Nah, Kieran's gonna do it. See, he enjoys cooking.
I mean, that's fair enough. It's just, sometimes it's nice to have someone else cook for you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. 3 days will pass over as this adventure ends on the 29th of September. So, just over a month you were working with the Divine Destroyers. So you can heal to full health, take off any ability damage and whatnot. And I need to update this because these guys have new tokens. Axel's definitely changed. He's gotten slightly older. And Wedge looks much nicer. as it comes to the end of the 3 days of debriefs, you pretty much had enough of talking to people at this point, and you just want to get it all over and done with. And it comes up to one final meeting back at Wedge's office, where it all began. Returning to the office, you see it still full of similar lieutenant and recruit faces, as well as that of Axel Phoenix and Wedge himself. Thankfully, the Lieutenant Colonel survived the onslaught, though well, it's not really an onslaught, it's the apprehension of the Divine Destroyers. Though he had a lot of the weaker enemies to deal with, you guys pretty much took the brunt of it. And as you come up here, everyone gives you a solid round of applause as you enter in.
Thank you, Kupo, thank you. But none of this could have been done without some of your helps too. So round of applause to you all. Mogmis proceeds to clap back.
Which addresses you all as you get comfortable around the table. I thank you all for your service to not only the capital of Nefel, but the entire world and existence. If not for your valued assistance, it is possible we not be around. I feel your name at this point is a bit ill-suiting. You are our first plan at this point, and not a backup plan. If you wish to keep this name, it's up to you. I thought Face was going to speak then.
No?
Kind of want. I feel like we should stick to our roots.
Well, as I say, most of the world will know you as backup plan at this point, as well as many of your own names. Like we discussed earlier, it is quite hard to keep what's happened out of the public's eye. And it seems there's quite a name for you. You may find that your home villages and towns will know of your deeds, if not from this mission, but possibly the previous ones you undertook. Now, on to maybe a more important matter for you all. I'm sure after this long journey of debriefs and conversations, you're wanting the reward that was promised to you so long ago.
That would be nice.
He nods his head over to Regendax, who clicks his fingers, a spark of blue magic appearing from them. Several portals open up as if a clock was turning its hands. They appear over the table as well as over the outstretched hands of the recruits and lieutenants. From them, several lockboxes full, bags and satchels. 4 rather large lockboxes appear, one in front of each of you. Another in the hand of Axel Phoenix. As you open up the lockboxes, you'll find your reward as promised. Which I shall type out and not miss it out, because I don't want an extra 0 in this.
You sure about
Come
that?
on.
Okay, I'll take a 0 out from Joseph and give it to someone else.
Good.
Oh.
Why with that?
Let's double check. I was changing this at some point. Okay. As you open up the lockboxes, in each of them you'll see a 50,000 gold each, for a total of 200,000 gil. As you take the gil for each of yourselves, at the bottom of the lockboxes, underneath all the coins, you'll see relatively large golden lion heads emblems.
What's this? Do I recognize the symbol?
You've never seen it before.
Detect magic.
It's not magical. Though Axel is very magical.
He's blind.
as you pick up the Lionhead emblems, you notice on the back there are several types of pins and pointers that you could use to pretty much wear them as badges or attach them to things. Those will mark you as grand allies of Nefel, as well as Gargan itself. For those who know of it, mostly those within the Guard and higher-ups, will know you to be both allies and friends to all. It will allow you access into many places that would otherwise be restricted, and if you are to be accosted by local law, that should allow you sanctuary from anything they would try to pin on you. Though I must ask you do not abuse this power. If you were to be caught speeding or some minor law break, you will be fine, though it won't protect you against more heinous crimes.
I know you can get a speeding ticket. Yes.
It's more for the case of, if you need to get somewhere quick, you need to speed, because if you save someone's life. And Phoenix also picks out his items. You can roll perception if you like, but I'm pretty sure everyone can see it. Maybe Kumach won't. Okay, everyone can see it. Instead of money being given to Axel, you instead see a rolled up envelope and a necklace.
Can I detect magic on that necklace?
Yes, the necklace is magical.
Can I roll a spellcraft to know what it is?
Yep.
Do we need to roll with how high our bonus is that?
I like rolling it.
If you don't want to see the nice clickety-clack rolls. Okay, Mogme, this isn't a usual magical item. It seems custom-made for a custom purpose. From what you can gather, it was created to aid in the genetic mutation and any side effects that would occur from someone being made from several different races and genes. And this seems to be helping out with half-orc issues that may arise.
What?
I mean, you were in that game. It's also for his backstory.
I know, but I mean, come on. Fair enough.
Well, whoever it's about, they know what it is for. Or just an inkling. Whereas the scroll of parchment is not magical at all. Let's say it's magical, it's just protection magic so it doesn't get destroyed. So it's a hardy piece of paper. At which point he will move those into his own bag of holding. And if no one speaks up, Wedge will continue. Well, I know your hands were much heavier within this mission, as they were previously advertised. We have many people working in this, and all of their own prizes were grand. I'm sorry to say we cannot offer more than this, and I hope those emblems make up for the discrepancy in your efforts and your pay. Though, to that point, we also offer all of you a modicum of free teleportation magic if you wish to visit your hometowns and homelands. It might be some time before we face such a disaster again or have need of your abilities.
I will definitely be taking that for up.
I got my own teleportation, but it's nice to go for free, Kupo.
Would the army be able to offer some sort of lodgings? It's kind of weird to always just go to an inn when we're here.
That would be nice too.
We can work up one of our afford houses in one of the districts.
That'll work.
Sounds fine.
Somewhere to put a sleeping mat or something.
Oh, it'll be a proper house. We normally use them to. Actually, you might be familiar. It's a similar concept to what that divine house you stated in when you were doing your advertisements. It's mainly used for our groups to rest up while they're doing missions within the city. But we have so many, we can make one a more permanent housing for you.
Yeah, that would be appreciated.
Oh, and about that picture you asked me to investigate. Would you like to hear about that now?
Yeah, sure.
He brings up the picture and hands it back to you. At which point, he will tell you that the picture is indeed of Wyznwyb and is of her late husband, Zivine, which I'll write out for you. And the information they were able to find about Zivine is that he had died during a quest while Wyznwyb was at home during her last pregnancy. And hearing of his death, she became incredibly depressed, which ended in the child becoming stillborn after a cesarean birth was attempted. And 3 months later, she formed the Divine Destroyers.
So it was a reef.
All right, the way, Kupo. Well, thank you for looking into it. We really appreciate it. Just clears up some of the thoughts we were having.
It's quite alright. It's relatively easy to find information about people.
Alright, shall we make our leave?
Yeah, unless there's anything that they've got for us. Ready to go.
They'll have nothing else they wish to discuss. They'll have like a few chats here or there, or just a bit more debriefs, but nothing we really need to roleplay out.
Do you have a place ready for us to go to now, or are we gonna?
No, they would need to refurbish the building they're talking about.
Okay.
Maybe then just staying like in the barracks or something for these 3 days, or do we have to?
Hey,
stay
if you
at the
want,
inn?
you can stay in their barracks. That's fine.
Yeah.
So you all leave?
Yep.
Alright, as you all leave, you'll notice Mogmi doesn't leave with you.
Later.
Log me.
I'll be with you soon, guys. You head on out. I'll catch up.
Okay.
Okay.
Mogmi is gonna go back in time and make it so that it never happened. He's gonna save that child and that husband.
You
He's
gave
gonna
away
touch
my
on it, and this is how he
plan.
goes away.
Okay.
I'll say to the group once we're out of the room, like, don't forget his master told him he should be dead by now, basically.
That's true.
You might be asking stuff.
So,
What do you mean?
when the party's finished leaving, Mogmi's just gonna say, so you know how you said you're good at finding people, Kupo? I've got a bit of a challenge. I don't know if you'll be able to do it, but it's worth a shot. I am indeed looking for someone.
We could do all that we can to find this person for you, Mogmi. Do you know their name, race?
Hi, Kupo. He's a Moogle. His name's Zolmog. He's a time mage like me, but a very old one. And I saw him recently, but he disappeared. And he did mention that probably never see him again, but, well, I plan to see him again, Kupo. I've still got a lot of things to ask. So, it kind of means that I'll also, once you, pass the information, I'm not going to be available to help you guys out for a little while. Unless it's absolutely crucial, Kupo. I'll obviously mention it to the party in a minute, but I just wanted to pass the information on to you first.
Witch begins to speak, but Roegadyn holds up his hand to stop, and Roegadyn will reply to you. I take it you mean Zolmog Evercast.
That's the one, Kupo.
Yes, I've approached him quite a few times. Though, last I saw him, he was not quite that old. He was more... well, I can't always remember Yumugo's ages. Probably 20 or 30 last I saw him.
Hi, Kupo. He travels through time a lot, so he can change his appearance.
That he does. I'll be afraid to say, if you're wanting to find his current self, he died, last year.
Not really helpful, Kupo. He couldn't have died. I saw him recently.
Yes, you saw a different timeline of him.
Aye. That's the one I'm needing to find, Kupo.
You've probably travelled back in time.
He would have traveled back in time. Like I said, I've seen him at different ages. If you wanted to see the current form, you cannot because he died. It's possible you could find a younger or older form, though if it's younger, it's more than likely he doesn't know who you are.
Aye, Kupo.
Though if you are dead set on finding Zolmog Evercast, I do have means of ways you could find him. I don't promise it will be exactly what you're expecting, however.
Please continue, Kupo. I'm desperately trying to find him.
Well, there will be a certain point at which you will no longer be able to see him. Those who travel through time, and so much as he does, eventually run out of places they can be. Because, as you most likely know as a time mage, once you see a previous self, or a future self, you are, for lack of a better word, forced to end that being.
I know, Kupo. I was told all about it by Zolmog, and he told me not to do it. But it's kind of a hypocrite when he does it himself. So I know the risks.
I can spend some time and set you up a machine, as best you could call, to aid you in finding him, though it will indeed send you quite a ways across the world.
That'd be great, Kupo. I'll keep in touch then. Just let me know when you're ready, and I'll teleport on over. I best go let the party know first, though, Kupo.
It will be some time before the machine is created.
Well, I appreciate your help, Kupo. I'll catch you around. Mogmi will then leave.
Mogmi moves through the door and sees the party just like leaning on walls, tapping their feet, arms crossed, just waiting.
What are you waiting for, Kupo? Let's go.
You all good?
All good. I'll tell you about it tonight. Need some food first. I'm hungry.
No, you're not.
Nah, I can still eat.
I mean, that's true.
You all leave the meeting room on the third branch of the Fell army. Are you heading straight to the barracks to have a sit down and chat?
Can do.
Yeah.
Somewhere as quiet as possible.
The barracks at this point will be pretty much empty. A lot of the army are moving about, still sorting out the aftermath of the Divine Destroyers. You'll find a mostly empty and quiet spot to sit down and discuss.
That was a month, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We were pretty busy,
Sounds like-
Kupo.
So much longer than that.
We've done a lot of things along the way. You know, we had its ups and downs, but overall, I've enjoyed my time. So, I guess I better explain what I was talking about back there. I'm unfortunately gonna have to leave, Kupo.
Where are you going?
Well, difficult to explain, but not from this plane or time anymore, Kupo. I'm gonna go traveling and see if I can find my master.
Joseph will look over at us and just be like, finicky Moogles just always leaving us, huh?
Yeah. Guess they don't really like to stay in one place, I guess.
That's right, Kupo. That's why a lot of us become post-Moogles. Or not me. My family wanted me to become one, but I said no.
I've never known a single post-Moogle personally. They've all been adventurers of some type.
Yeah.
And if you ask them, I'm sure their parents would tell them to become one.
Aside from all of the post-Moogles that have handed you letters.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah, I
know
don't know
them.
them personally.
Oh, yeah, you don't know them personally,
I'm
but
saying,
you've
I
met
don't
so
know.
many.
I've met plenty of post-Moogles. I don't know any post-Moogle personally.
Okay. Well, they're off just handing out letters. They don't have time to make friends.
Yeah, but like,
Exactly.
I'm sure they have friends, so those friends know a post-Moogle personally, so.
Don't worry, I'll just make a post-Moogle class, and then you can have one at the party.
Yeah.
That would be very cool.
They just throw letters at people and deal paper cut damage.
There'll be some subclass of time mage.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know how much longer I got, Kupo. I'm waiting for Regan Das to finish helping me build a machine. So, might as well enjoy the last kind of moments I have with you guys, because you guys have been great.
Joseph's gonna pull out some paper and start writing a letter.
Okay.
What you writing, Kupo?
I'm writing to let my mom know that I'm going to be home very soon and that I'm going to have friends over.
What's the time?
What?
What's the time in game right now?
Beat noon.
Speaking of letters, letters. I know English, I swear. During those 3 days, Osa would have also sent a letter back home.
Okay.
Just, yeah, it's out there in the world now. She's done it at least once.
Mogme will kind of look over to Joseph and realize he's writing a message to his mom. I can take you there now if you want, Kupo. You know she's always wanting to welcome you. She's the one that
Yes.
sent you a letter last time.
He got shouted at.
This is
I know.
true.
Oh,
She's
it's
waiting
all
for
up.
you.
I don't want to bring uninvited guests over all the time. Last time it was a bit of a bringing dad home type of thing. So right now we're just more preparing them to have guests over.
Mogme sort of scooches over towards Kumunch. But I hear that your mom makes some really good stew.
She does.
Isn't that right, Kumunch?
I must learn from her. She's my master.
Would you look at that? There's two people that want to go. Hey, Osa, you want some stew?
I mean, I'm happy to go along.
Great! Come and scoot on over here. Just don't touch the pom-pom.
Twist the pom pom.
No!
We did it.
It's gonna touch the butt.
When they arrive at their destination, Mockmeat just sort of sit down looking really disappointed.
He has no idea who did it either.
Not fair, Kupo. I said don't touch it.
Don't touch what? What are you talking about?
Somebody touch my pom-pom!
Huh. Maybe it was an accident.
It does get a little bit cramped when you have to, like, pull around to teleport.
So I'm assuming we're right outside Joseph Mum's house.
One second.
Because if we are, I'm just going to go banging on the door. Is anyone home, Kupo?
Oh,
Your son's here. I delivered him, Kupo.
You're a post-Moogle.
My bloodline is coming through. This is why
That's
I'm.
really why you're leaving.
This is why I'm leaving.
Have to answer my true calling. Delivering.
Shh. You'll see me months down the line delivering your mail. Mail, Kupo.
Mockmeat, what are you doing here?
Don't know who that is, Kupo. I'm just a Moogle. A post-Moogle.
Just give me one moment. Okay, so you'll gather up and you teleporting Leto, or you teleporting everyone there?
I think he's teleporting everybody.
Alright, you all teleport off to Stone Shore.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit too zoomed in. No, it's fine. Okay. Teleporting over to Stone Shore, just like you guys have been accustomed to at this point, you land on the kind of humid area as the nearby marsh fills the air with a watery breeze and plenty of people walk about the town. As you just whisk into existence on the front lawn, the little area is kind of fenced off with a small gate, only about knee-high, made of wood, not exactly too hard to get into. A few people kind of jump at the just emergence of 4 people, one of them being a massive queue, and one of them being a woman in full armor and a big axe. Others drop their baskets of fruit or drop a fish onto the floor. After a few seconds of shock and awe, they all start to whisper amongst themselves as they point over. Hey, ain't that Joseph? You know, Megan's lad. Yeah, I think it is Joseph. Hey, Joseph, how you doing?
I'm good, Mr. Smith. How about you?
You know, the old kicker's still kicking. I fell down the stairs yesterday. That's why my head's all red.
Oh no, do you require aid? I can heal you.
Can you now? Thought you were one of those nitpickers.
I mean, I can use a wand as well as anybody.
You got a what? I didn't know you went to Wizard Academy. Sure, bunk us with a wand.
Bonk.
You bonk him on the head with the wand as his face goes to a much nicer pinkish white color. And you pretty much just healed him to full health because he's a villager. He has like 6 health. Well, I'll be damned! You can use magic. So, are these your school friends? They got wands too?
Well, I'm the least magical of the group.
Me would just turn around and start waving around his very magically wand.
As you wave around your wand, as well as your pom-pom, a local girl, probably about 18, 19, drops her bag and shrieks. Ah! It's so fluffy!
Hey!
She
Stand back.
charges over and starts to try and grapple and hug you.
No, no, no! Help me!
Coming over, also kind of step in between her and
I think that actually does get my CMD. I'm not even lying. Oh, no, I got 17. Yes!
But you would be flat-footed.
Wait, I know. Hang on a sec.
Can you be flat-footed as a time mage?
I don't think you can.
I still had a buff on.
Oh.
No, it's 15.
Oh.
Wait,
Grips.
no! She's right! I can't be flat-footed as a time mage. I have 17. Never mind.
She tries to grab you, but you two lickety-split. But she continues to chase you around.
Bo! Bo!
Tina, settle down.
But it's fluffy! We don't get many Moogles around here. It's mostly post-permissions, and she then looks at Osa. I love post-permissions!
While she's in the process of
Just
talking,
stares back.
I'm just gonna
back at her dead body.
cast a spell and fly up.
You're casting Fly on yourself.
You're a Moogle. Just fly up.
I mean, yeah, it's
Magical
easier
fly.
than... Yeah, but his Moogle flying is hard because it's Constitution rounds or whatever. They even fly up. She kind of has like a an awkward smile as if she recognized you after the fact. She said something that was racist, or more specious in this case.
Ogmi just looks down and sticks his tongue out.
Tina, these are my friends.
Welcome to Stone Shore. You got quite the colorful bunch. She continued trying to like grab at the feet of Mogmi above her head.
I'll do that like that Chinese grandparent like bat on the back of the head without doing any like damage, but like you feel it.
Yeah, I get you. She moves over both her hands over to their head. She kind of like kneels down a bit. Ah! Damn, Joseph! You got strong since you were gone. You always used to be a life.
It used to be a what? I didn't hear that part.
Life.
Oh.
life is just like light and dexterous.
Weakling, basically.
I still am. I just know how to hit better than I used to.
How about you hitting on girls? That got any better? She kind of like puts her fists on her hips and just like looks up towards you.
Pretty much will laugh at this point. Like,
Joseph will just like stare at his feet.
yeah,
No.
You gotta work quick there. You're getting old. She kind of like pulls at the hairs of your beard.
Smack her hands like off.
Does this door have a like mailbox or anything? Like a little letterbox through the door?
On the side, on the brick wall, is like it's just a box where letters would go into. Yeah.
Mogme will kind of like slightly ajar it open and just start talking through it. Oh, Megan!
It's a box on the wall. It doesn't go into the house.
Got it. Has it got a keyhole?
Yes, it has a keyhole because they would lock it so people couldn't steal their mail.
Right. No, I meant, has the door got a keyhole?
Oh, the door has a keyhole, yeah, because they don't want people going in the house.
Yeah, so I'll just shout through the keyhole.
I just imagine Mogme blowing into the keyhole instead of actually saying anything.
He's just shouting in there, do you want to be able to stow man when it's not even winter? Oh, these youngins always playing pranks. The man on the other side opens the door in a very rush, kind of like pushing you with it. You better not be leaving any... Ah, Joseph, my boy! He then walks over, just ignores everyone else. He might even just like put his hand on the face of Mogme, pushing you to the side.
Hey, what the pom-pom?
He gives a big hug over to Joseph if he wants it or not.
Yep.
Ah, lad! Oh, I can hardly get my arms around you! He then, like, moves back and has his arms gripped around your biceps. Oh, you got plenty of protein in you, lad! You've been working out!
You could say that.
He then turns to face the party. And, yep, I've seen all you. No new additions. Lovely. He then kind of, like, leans his head over, whispering a bit. You didn't go into more manners, did you? I know you said last time that manor was, not exactly nice.
No, this time I think it was an estate.
Hey, Kupo, he went into the demon realm.
Oh god. He turns his head and starts to nod approvingly. Estate! And then he hears Demon World. Then he like slowly turns his head to Mogme, and his facial expression does not change. Demon World, you say?
Hi, Kupo.
He then looks to Joseph. His facial expression doesn't change, but you can just see in his eyes both anger and disappointment. There's also a bit of worry. So, you've been going to Demon Worlds, have you, lad?
Among other places. That's not even the most dangerous place we've been recently.
It's not.
He's only died about 5 times since you last saw him.
God. Well, after Joseph says, saying it's like not the worst place, your father just like blinks at you, and then he hears Kuban say you've died 5 times.
I'll lose count. It might be more.
Just in the last week, Kumanch.
Oh yeah.
And I just start pulling up pulling up the parts of my armor that are flexible enough, and I'm like, this scar right here, this is when. Now I'm just trying to get a reaction out of him.
there's a look of existential dread across your father as he looks at you. Now, Joseph, when you left out that front door, we let you go. What was the one condition we gave you?
To come back alive.
Now I can see where you found the loophole there. But I'm not happening.
It's fine. I saved him a few times. Mogme saved him a few times. Also killed what killed him a few times.
And saved me.
Oh, okay. You free? You can go inside. Clean your hands.
Yay!
And sit down.
Oh yeah.
Mogme takes off his boots before he enters.
Me and Joseph. Joseph here!
Oh, someone's in trouble.
He grabs like the back of Joseph's head, but it's mostly just like hood, and he kind of like drags you away from the house.
Osa just looks at them, like goes in last and just looks at Joseph very worriedly and kind of like just waiting for that one facial expression that says help, and she'll run after.
I just wave cheerfully to her, and then
Okay.
without even really trying, I'm going to essentially slip out of his grip and just keep walking with him. Do you want me to roll something for that?
Your acrobatics is probably high enough.
Yeah. I won't acrobatics. We'll say this will be sleight of hand.
That's probably very high.
Yeah. Okay, you're able to like slip out of it. He doesn't notice. Everyone would have heard a big splash, but instead, as he like drags you to the marsh, he just throws your cloak into the water, and he notices how light it was. And it just like floats onto the water. He looks at his hands. He looks at you. Damn boy, you slick.
Good afternoon,
That's what I
Kupo.
do.
He gives a bit of a scolding over to Joseph, though he's dry when he does it instead of being thrown into the marsh. The three of you enter into his home, at which point you can see Megan's there, attending to some trousers that have a few too many holes in them, but the holes look like they were made from fishing hooks. She looks up, notices Mogmi. She puts her stuff down and walks over. Hello there, Mogmi. It's so nice to see you. And where's my son?
He's being scalded, Kupo, by his dad.
Has he been thrown into the marsh?
I didn't hear a big splash yet, Kupo.
Well, we're having this kind of day, are we?
Would you like to go and attend?
No. I have my own punishment for him when he gets here.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Okay, Kupo.
She then looks over to the two other people she's seen for the first time.
I've been here.
I'll shoot.
No, you haven't.
No, you weren't.
Alright.
Mogmi teleported
Just
food
me and
to you
Joseph.
from here.
Ah.
I'll take it you two are also my son's friends?
That's
Yes,
correct.
ma'am.
Well, if you're a friend of my son, you're a friend of the household. Wipe your feet, wash your hands, dinner will be ready soon. If I had been told there'd be more people here, there'd be more food. But thankfully, you get to have Joseph's portion.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure Kumanj would appreciate it. The spare food that you gave us last time, Kupo. Kumanj really appreciated it, and that's why he wanted to come so much today.
That was you.
She walks over to Kumunch. You like food?
Yes.
You're a big coup. I've never fed a coup before. How would you rate my fish casserole?
Is that the thing? I'll look at Magmi. Is that the thing in them tubs?
That's correct, Kupo. Tubs and all.
You'll see Kimunch's eyes just like shine like a diamond, and then his jaw just drop like fish casserole. Best dish ever.
What's your name?
Kimunch.
Kumunch Shade. You can come into me to the kitchen.
Dun, dun, dun. Can I help you cook?
Ooh.
By all means. And if you don't know, just because it's not in his token, Shade is the surname of Joseph.
Yeah, I know. Kumanj has been accepted into the family. Why is it coups always seem to get mixed up in other people's families?
That's the love.
First Ryukishi,
Yeah.
now this.
They're just big and lovable. Does Osa just stand in the doorway? Is she just
She's
watching
kind of-
over Joseph?
Yeah, she's kind of very like bewildered and uncomfortable and confused and with everything that's going on.
Mogmi would kind of nudge Osa and say, "Let's go wash our hands, Kupo. They're very particular about your hands being clean. And your feet."
Okay, she'll just kind of start removing her gauntlets and push them into her backpack.
The wash basin here is right next to the door.
Wipe her feet and
There's there's a bucket of water, some brushes and polish for shoes, as well as some towels and rags. After you washing your hands, you can hear the pitter-patter of feet against soil as Wonart and Joseph come back. Joseph holding onto his now very wet cloak. They stop at the door as Wonart grabs a hold of Joseph's shoulder. Now, you know, I'm not as bad as your mother. Do not tell her you've died. Especially not 5 times within a week.
I can imagine the conversation Kumach is having with his mum. Joseph did this. Joseph did this.
The conversation of food and stuff he's eating.
They don't know how to keep their mouths shut about certain things, so we'll see what happens.
We'll definitely see that. He then tries to give a swift smack to the back of your head, but you know it's coming, so do you accept it or are you going to dodge it?
I'm assuming that it's going to be the same technique that I used on little Tina, so yeah, I'll accept it.
He gives a solid hit into your head, though, like, in comparison to when you were younger, you'd hardly feel it.
Right.
Yeah, you've been killed by basically the devil. Be fine.
I've been killed by gods and devils. I'm okay with my dad's little love tap.
Warnock moves over to the table and pulls up a pipe, throws a few leaves in it, and starts to light up with a match.
And Joseph will do as he's expected to and go wash up.
Honey, your son's here. I've already got a son. He's in the kitchen.
I'll poke my head out of the corner and say, "Hi, Dad." And I go back to cooking.
Warnock just kind of stands for a second, then nods his head. I could have worse. Joseph, you go up to the cleaning basin and you see 2 familiar faces, though their hands are a lot cleaner than normal.
You okay?
I'm fine.
Kumunch,
Yo.
are you gonna try and be the best son ever, or you just not? Do you not want to upstage Joseph?
Oh, I'm sucking up like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, roll me diplomacy.
Oh god, no, that's not how this works.
Oh no!
Oh my god, that is...
Hero point.
Oh, God.
I have a -2. What do you want from me?
So you try and suck up to his mother, replacing his spot as best son, or probably only son. However, you're not too well versed in human culture.
Yeah, true.
Or just culture.
Yeah, true.
Or just general etiquette. You still have your tongue, like, down to your chest when you talk to her, so... She's not impressed, but let's see how good you are at cooking.
Come on, baby.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
That's the time to crit.
That is the time to crit, not against the final boss, but just on a roleplay site.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, Megan is the final boss. You should see her. She's CR 25. So, Megan kind of surprises you just because she rolled really high. But she's really good at cooking. You're surprised she lives in a very, very apt name of a backwater village. It's in a marsh. Like, you're pretty sure she could work for a 5-star restaurant with how she works. Though you could work at a 6-star restaurant. Doesn't even go that high.
I get the Michelin stars.
I mean, yeah. You go from 5-star to 1-star Michelin. I don't even know what the...
I don't know why. I don't know what you have to do for that, but...
Yeah, I don't know what... Is 1 6? In that case, I don't know. But you're better than most people. You're better than pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
As you cook through all of that, Wonart will sit on his chair that, whilst it looks like it shouldn't be rocking, it is as he goes in it. He just can't, he's used to it at this point as he smokes from his pipe. He then motions over to the table that's like in the middle. It has some sewing supplies, another pipe that seems to be his, and there is a small box about just bigger than a hand. Moogle, you want to be winding down? I got some stuff in there for your kind. Moogle? Hey, Mogme. Sorry, your name's Mogme. You there?
Hi, Kupo.
Yeah, that's stuff in that box if you want to be unwinding. Especially with death apparently every quarter you go.
Which box, Kupo?
The box on the table he's pointing to.
Ooh. I'll have a look.
As you open up the box, it has several different paraphernalia. All of them legal. One of them's illegal in Nethel. Oh, but you know what in Nethel, so who cares? There's also 3 walnut-sized nuts. Your eyes widen, and everyone can see that Mogme has just had all of his fur go up in excitement as he recognizes it as a Kupo nut.
Mogme takes all 3 Koopa nuts and teleports away.
Just strands your friends.
It honey.
It can be used in an aphrodisiac, but it's also just like one of the best sweets they can eat. So you're stranded in Stoneshore. Not exactly stranded. It's only like a 5-day ride away, but yeah, he's gone. He took the nuts and fled.
I mean, if we can send like a letter to Newfeldog, get us out because they promised us some teleportation as well. So
yeah,
it's just at least a couple of days.
Wonart like crosses one of his legs over the other. He puffs on his pipe, and just looks at the empty space. Little bugger.
That was unexpected. What was in there?
Oh, you know, we got some shade. He kind of gives you a wink, as that's his homegrown. Essentially, it's similar to weed, but we got some Puffma, got some mostly relaxers, because, you know, old age. I think he took the Koopa nuts, though. We had some of those, about a year old, had some messages come by. What was that noise? You dropping things in that kitchen over there?
New technique, don't worry about it.
Alright. So, because I don't have to pay for it.
I'll pay for it.
Well, you know. What? He then kind of looks at Joseph before he speaks. Thank you! You can roll sense motive if you want, Joseph.
Absolutely.
It's good purposely break things.
Why have you never paid for anything?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it is the time. Crits and all the roleplay, fumbles and all the combat.
Oh yeah.
Great.
You're pretty sure Wonart was about to say son to Kumach. He then notices that Osa's just standing around near the wash basin, still washing her hands. What's her name, lad? He then kind of gets a bit closer to you and whispers, "Is she your new fling?" I mean, I know.
I was again.
I know it's
I was again here when she like asked.
He doesn't know that. He doesn't know that.
Yeah.
I know what they say about getting good tail, but it's kind of literal, don't you think?
First of all,
Oh,
she
so
can hear.
like
Second of all,
shout out like, oh, my name is Osa.
You know, I may be old, but I'm not wise enough to be able to listen to 2 people at once. Could you mind speaking one at a time?
I was gonna say like as he's talking to Joseph, because like I said, I assume she can just hear him ask Joseph her name. Also, instead respond like, "Oh, my name's Osa," and then start walking closer. Probably also hears the whispering, but doesn't react to that at all.
I was saying, first of all, she can hear you. Second of all, that's my best friend.
Well, you know what they say about best friends of the opposite gender.
What's that?
He just looks at the ceiling like he doesn't know how to continue that.
Osa looks genuinely confused. But she's not even pretend, she's genuinely confused about what that means. Then she just looks at Joseph and like expecting him to explain it instead.
At which point he will explain it to her by whispering it into her ear. Typically. Yeah. Typically, they say that people of opposite genders can't be friends, let alone best friends. They end up as lovers or something else.
Kind of frowns and looks at him. That's weird. Why would they think that?
Usually what happens?
As this is all going on, Mogmi, I need you to make me a will save.
Oh no.
Well, give me 3 will saves.
Oh no.
Roll a 1, roll a 1, roll a 1.
Ha!
You're a very willful Moogle. And with your bonus, you could have failed. Fumble would have failed it anyway, but you could have failed. As you look over the nuts, you like look at them one by one, as you cherish the sight and the smell, and then you just resist the urge to eat it right then and there, and you just put them one by one into the backpack. Each one having just a minute of trying to fight back the urge. And I guess you're popping back into the house.
Hi everyone. Goodbye.
As you pop into the house, Wonot has jumped up and he drops his pipe onto the floor as all of his shade falls out. New house rule number 20. No teleportations.
Oh.
19, what's that one?
Oh, we don't talk about 19's not bringing females here. Yeah, that's we're not. Then Cal looks dejected as he pulls up all of his pipe.
Wait, I kind of broke up. So I assume it said not bringing females here.
Yeah.
I just look over at Osa and I'm like,
Looks back to the door and looks back at Joseph. Just
We're not seeing the kerfuffle he's made as he kind of like fixes his pipe and shade. And he just looks at you. Oh no, you're fine. That rule's just for me. I mean, rule 19 doesn't exist. Yes, it does.
okay.
Look, it was one time, and I needed someone to fix my leg because I fell on it. She was the wrong type of profession. I asked for someone who's good at touching. It's in the past. No, it's not.
Goodbye. We all make
Joseph's gonna
mistakes.
look over his dad to see if he's injured still.
It'll be a heal check.
Oh, that's not what I'm good at, but better than nothing.
He looks like he's a fisherman. He's also sitting down, so it's hard to see if his leg's injured.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's happened, and it's now a rule. It's just for me. You don't have to worry about it.
Oh, Dad, you get into such silly hijinks.
Look, it wasn't my fault. She was offering cheap services to heal legs, but that's what I thought she was doing. But it was something else, and it was a different body part. Why am I telling you this? You're my son. Stop asking these questions.
I didn't ask a question.
He just lights up his pipe again and just focuses on that instead.
So what have you guys been up to besides...
How long until dinner, Kupo?
Night?
Well, not much happens in Stone Shore. Oh, no. We haven't been able to tell you yet. You know Caffey and Dundrick down the road.
Yeah.
it's a sorry thing. The village, we needed a bit more money to come in because, local events needed to pay for more materials. So, Kathy and Dunkirk, they went out to the middle of the marsh, and well, their house is empty now. So if you're wanting, I think it was 5 days.
Has anybody else gone to look for them?
Well, we don't need to look them. We had them, but we buried them. They came back on boards from their boat, though Kathy was missing her upper body, and Dunkirk, he was missing like the left side of his body, but the rest of what was there, we knew it was them, as well as just like that was the only boat that was in the middle of the marsh.
Damn.
But as I was saying, their house is empty. If you're wanting to move back, I know you wanted to move out the house, but it'd be nice to have you nearby. Especially since you missed a few letters to your mum. And, I think she'd appreciate it if you were just down the road.
I wrote a few letters to her.
Yes,
I
but when
pull out the letter that I was working on as I was writing this one when Mogmi decided that we're leaving anyways. I handed it over to him.
Well, now, you see, when your mom says a letter a week, she means actually 2 letters a week.
That's why I've been writing her 3.
Oh, you've been writing a 3? There must be something wrong with the post then. He then looks to Mogmi. You know anything about that?
Unfortunately, Kupo, I haven't seen my family in months, maybe years. So I don't know, Kupo.
I feel you there, Mogmi. I've not seen part of my family for a good month. He then looks back over to Joseph.
I came back.
You came back for supper.
We've been doing things, okay? Important things. Things that have been hard. Things that have been difficult. Things that have been testing us in more ways than I've ever been tested before, and I've come out as a better person because of it.
Kinda looks you up and down, notices your gear is a lot more shiny and expensive. He kinda shrugs and nods his head. Yeah, I'd say that. But how's your fishing hand, lad? Are you still good to reel them in? I know you're not good with the ladies and reeling those in. There's not a lady here you've been able to seduce. But what about the fish?
I've never wanted to seduce a fish. Ever.
You can try it. Kanye West did it.
Well, I won't judge you, lad. They're all mermaids. And Sahagins. And, there was Naga. But they're more like snakes. But I guess you could have water snakes.
Walk up to the mantle where
snakes.
Where my dad has got his prize fishing pole. And then
which point, both Megan and Kumunch will exit out of the kitchen. There are hands full of plates and boxes of food as they start to sit. Megan looks at you, looking at Wonart's fishing rod. Hey, there'll be no fishing until you finished your dinner. But actually, you don't have dinner. You're sitting over there. She then points over to where everyone else is sitting. Alright. Wonart, dear. Your son and I are ready to eat. And his friends are able to, too. She, puts her hands onto Kumunch's shoulders and sits him at a chair.
Kumunch, what did you say?
Ooh, thank you, Kupo.
I said nothing. I just helped cook.
Wait, where did that chair come from?
The attic.
Need an extra chair.
Wonart pulls it up just so Wosa has a chair.
Yeah, shush it down.
Osa's got to sit between the two parents.
As you're there, Osa, you can give me a perception.
It's just all throughout this, Osa's been extremely extremely uncomfortable about everything that's been going on. Like bewildered and all that.
You just notice they give you a slightly bigger portion than everyone else.
You notice that Megan looks over your hands.
No ring.
Yeah, you can sense.
There
You
are
can sense
rings.
most of that.
Yeah.
None
Well,
on the
there's
wedding
no,
finger, though.
There's no obvious wedding ring, and I don't
No,
know if
no,
you
no.
have your magic rings on your ring finger. She looks over your
The way I
hand.
drew her, she only has like thumb and 3 fingers. So I don't know which one of those would be a ring finger and a permission.
Probably the middle one.
Yeah, probably the middle one.
Yeah, middle one.
Sense motive. Why not? I'm assuming she checks that they're clean.
Yeah. She then leans over and shouts over your shoulder. You gotta work fast, Joseph. She's a pretty lady.
Joseph just kicks back in his chair and kicks his boots off and puts his feet up on the table that's over here and smiles and just, yeah.
Wait, you wore your boots indoors?
I live here.
Oh.
And my boots
Make-
were clean. Thank you.
Megan kind of scooches her chair up a bit closer to Osa. She kind of looks at her arms and looks at yours. You notice that even though she lives in, again, a backwater place because she lives in the marshland, her arms are, for lack of a better term, like tree trunks. She just admires yours. I love a lady who can lift up anything. Can't get these men to do anything around here. They say they're good at fishing, but what they're really good at is being lazy.
I'll go get you any animal you want.
It's okay, dear. You've done enough today. She puts on a whole different face when she looks at you, Kumach. She's just very motherly towards you.
Yeah.
Just kind of keep glancing back towards Joseph and if we're staying for a bit, I can help around if you need anything.
Won't notices you, keep looking back, and just looks over to Joseph. And he just mouths something over to Joseph. He mouths at you, "Are you sure you're not dating?"
I just wave him off and then I go outside and then 2 minutes later you guys can just hear thunk from sounds like a axe chopping wood.
Hitting his head against the door.
No.
Megan then brings up the big question, the biggest question of all. So, how have your adventures been?
They've been really good, Kupo. Where would you like me to start?
Well, unless you got somewhere to be, we got all the time in the world, dearie.
Fantastic.
Osa
So
looks
there's this-
towards Mogby and kind of tries to shake her to just the tiniest bit, just tries to warn him. She's genuinely kind of scared of these people.
Mogami takes full advantage, says, so there's this time where we went to the demon realm, Kupo. Joseph had lots of fun there. Kumach, we had to save them all the time. Oza was really big and strong.
Joseph ran to the big boss and kind of got hit.
I forgot that. I forgot that bit.
Yeah, he ran in on his own whilst we're talking to him. Wasn't the smartest thing he ever did.
Do I hear this going on?
Oh, no.
You hear some murmurs,
Humor is not speaking quietly.
but then everyone can see Megan just puts down her fork and knife. She pushes from the table a bit, and her hand grabs the big axe that's on the table. She lifts it with effortless grace with one hand, and you're pretty sure it's a very heavy axe. She slaps the other part of the handle into her other hand. I hope you enjoy the meal. You're welcome to stay the night. She then just turns around and
Appreciate
walks
it, Kupo.
outside.
See you soon.
Oh, Joseph! She looks dead at Joseph, trying to hide behind the little stump he's been chopping wood on.
Mother's intuition. She knows where you are.
Yeah.
You
may
can
have
run,
an
but you can't
axe,
hide.
But that is not an axe. This is an axe. You did what? She charges down Joseph with the axe in hand.
I run.
As Megan chases Joseph around with the axe, the rest of the party dines with Wonart, and you have a nice family event cool off after a long adventure.
I can just picture them running past the window. Joseph's looking back and screaming, "No, it was okay, I'm still alive!" And then
What did I do with him?
and Mum running back behind with an axe above her head. Not for long.
Funniest part is that nobody else in the village, like, they see the first time, it's like it's new again because they haven't seen it in so long.
But you know it's normal.
But as soon as I run by the first time, they're just like, "Oh, it's Joseph. He's back again."
Brings a sense of normality to the town. But yes, with the nice family affair and the meal, we'll end the session and the adventure here.